7:30.
Evening.
I'm delighted to have all of you on the line so far. I trust everybody had a wonderful day. And at this point, I'll call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Okay, Alderwoman West. Alderwoman Tapman.
Here.
Alderwoman Reed.
Present. My
Okay.
video not coming up though. I'm trying. Go ahead.
Okay, Alderman Carroll.
Present.
Did you say present?
I'm
Yeah,
present.
okay. Alderman Thomas.
Present.
Alderwoman Dales.
Present.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
Present.
Okay. The mayor is here. City attorney. Oh, I see the city attorney. Is the police chief Eiley here? And the city clerk. Mayor, we have everyone except Alderwoman West.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? And I guess,
Oh, let me pull that up.
the motion to approve the agenda. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales.
Can you hear me, Mayor? Can
Yeah,
everybody hear me?
I don't hear you that good, but I can hear.
I make a motion to approve the agenda with the deletion of items.
Okay.
We'll just leave it like that.
Can you hear me? With the deletion of items D, E, and
I
okay,
just want
that's,
to have participants so I can
that's
see
it, and
all.
I'll put it in the chat.
I'm sorry, is that Alderwoman West that I hear?
I'm sorry, probably is. I'm having trouble.
That's okay. I just want to mark you present. So,
Oh,
say
you didn't hear
present.
me? Okay,
Yes, we hear you.
okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chief. I'm sorry, Mayor. Dinah made the motion to approve the agenda.
She didn't
She put it
verbally
in
make
chat.
it.
I didn't hear Dinah. I
No,
heard
she did
you,
not verbally
Elise.
make it.
I'm sorry, I put it in the chat. So are we, what order are we using for the meeting? Are we putting in the chat or?
You
Okay,
You
is there
have
verbalized
to
it, put it in
speak
the
it, but
chat.
we can hardly hear you, Dinah.
Okay, because there's a lot of, I don't know, there's several, I
Okay.
hear several people talking, so I don't know what's going on. Can you
I
guys
don't
hear?
either, but I can barely hear you all.
I
And
know,
I hope you
there's a
can
lot
hear
of
me okay.
background, there's a lot of background noise.
No, your voice is very faint, Alderwoman Tapman.
Let me put it,
Okay, in the chat box, Alderwoman Tatman, I see that that you made the motion to approve the agenda. And who seconded?
It wasn't verbalized, Mayor. That's why it wasn't second.
okay, I'm verbalizing and it's in the chat. I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second? Can I get a second?
Mayor, I second.
I'm working with
Who
it.
was that?
Carol.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Mayor, we got a debate.
We got a what?
We got to talk about it.
I don't know. Who was that?
This-
Carol,
You got to call for a discussion.
Okay. Mike Weiss, who is that?
Let's go to the wrong meeting.
All right, Alderman Carroll.
Mayor, I would like to move to amend the agenda as follows. To move the approval of the truck repair to new business as letter K. Under meeting open to the public, strike B, bill number 2600, confirming Todd Hamby and the firm of Carmody McDonald as special counsel for certain matters, Alderman Carroll. Under new business, strike D, appointment of alderpersons, Ward 3, Alderwoman Avant Elliott, and strike E, approval of special election for Ward 3, Alderwoman Avant Elliott. Strike I, a motion to include citizen comments, alderperson comments, mayor's comments to the minutes, Alderman Thomas. Strike J, bill number 2601, special election for Ward 3, Alderwoman Avant Elliott. And add under item H of new business with a 10-minute time limit.
Second.
Madam Clerk, do you have that? Because I didn't get all of that.
It's in the chat. Hit the chat. Hit
This-
the chat feature.
It's in the chat, Mayor. Did you want me to read it? It's a lot. Mayor,
Oh, you pardon?
it's in the chat. Did you want me to read it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't
Alderman-
put it all up in the chat.
Hmm.
Go right ahead, because I don't have it all in the chat.
Okay. Alderman Carroll says he moved to amend the agenda as follows. Move approval of truck repair to new business as letter K under
Okay,
meeting.
stop right there.
Okay.
Removal of truck repair. What is that about? Because we need to get our trucks fixed before the weather get bad. So why are we moving that?
We're moving it to new business. It shouldn't be under meeting open to the public.
Okay, go ahead.
To new business as letter K. Under meeting open to the public, strike B, which is the bill number 2600, confirming Todd Hambry and the firm of Carmody McDonald as a special counsel for certain matters, Alderman Carroll. Under new business, strike D, appointment of alderpersons, Ward 3, Alderwoman Avant Elliott. And strike E, approval of special election for Ward 3, Alderwoman Avant Elliott. Strike I, a motion to include citizen comments, alderpersons' comments, mayor's comments to the minutes, Alderman Thomas. Strike J, bill number 2601, special election for Ward 3, Alderwoman Avant Elliott. And add under item H of new business with a 10-minute time limit. That's what it says.
Alderwoman Dales.
Mayor, legally, I don't know if I can make the motion. It's been second, but I would like to amend the agenda to put back in item number C, item number C for the attorney. So
Mayor,
we can,
point of order, we need to vote on the amendment as present. And then if she wants to make a second amendment, then we can go ahead and proceed with that amendment. But the amendment is what's on the floor right now.
okay.
Alderwoman Tatman.
Sir?
Beg pardon?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, your hand's up.
I'm sorry, that was for earlier. Let me take it down.
Okay. All right, is there a second to the motion? Has it been moved and seconded?
Yes.
Sir, you have to. Please go.
Then call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Alderwoman Thomas,
Alderman Thomas.
I'm sorry. Alderman Thomas. I'm so
Alright.
sorry.
I take the correction.
Thank you.
Uh, no.
Okay. Alderwoman West,
Yes.
Yeah, hold on.
Alderwoman Dales,
Okay, all right. No,
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
yes.
Alderwoman Tatman,
Oh,
Alderman Carroll.
Yes.
4 yes and 3 no's, Mayor.
All right, Alderwoman Dales.
I'm gonna let it pass, Mayor, instead of going on, because we don't have the votes.
Okay.
Mayor, for the record,
Madam Clerk, since I don't have all of those changes before me,
Okay,
you're gonna have to guide me down when we get into that. You're gonna have to let me know where we are on that and when we get there. All right.
Mayor, a point of order for the record, how are you concluding?
You gotta speak up. You gotta speak up so I can
Okay.
hear.
I said you didn't conclude on that vote for the record, for our record, for the minutes.
The amendment to the agenda was approved. Is that what you want?
Yes, sir. And then I would like to make a motion for the agenda to be approved as amended.
Is there a second?
I second, Mayor.
Point of order,
What's your point of order?
he's not showing his face, so he can't make a motion or anything. If they're in the
He is
meeting, I
showing
think
his
they
face.
need to be present.
He's down at the bottom there.
Face.
He's at the bottom.
I can't see his face.
That's your problem.
I've seen him.
Okay, I see it now.
Okay,
I see it now. I see it now.
okay. Are there any further discussion?
No.
Then call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Alderwoman West,
What is the motion?
let me go to the
Alderwoman
chat.
West, are you present? 'Cause I don't see you.
I'm going to invoke a point of privilege here at this point. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, so there will be times when you won't be able to see my face due to health reasons. And so I would like to express accommodation for that to be allowed to vote.
Okay, all right. Are we, call a roll, Madam Clerk? I think that's what I
Okay,
said.
I was calling the roll and Alderwoman West asked what was the motion. So the motion, excuse me, the motion from Alderwoman Avant Elliott is move to approve the agenda as amended. How do you vote, Alderwoman West?
Yes.
Alderwoman Tatman,
no.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderwoman Dales. I'm sorry. What's the? Let me,
Grant, can you please mute everyone?
okay, so we're at your vote, Dales.
I stated no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, and
And
can you
Alderwoman-
please mute the people in the background, please?
And Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
Yes.
You have 4 yes and 3 no's, Mayor.
Okay. Ward 3 appointments, Ms. Margie Dunn, I would like to appoint her to fill that seat until there is an election put in place. And so is there a motion for approval? Oh, I'm sorry. Alderman Dales.
I would like to make the motion to approve Miss Margie.
Done.
Miss Margie Dunn to Ward 3 seat until the election in April of 21.
Alderman Thomas.
I second.
The moved and properly second that we would approve the appointment of Margie Dunn until an election is held. And are there any further discussion? Carol,
Yeah, is
Carol.
she present?
I beg your pardon?
Is she present here at the meeting?
I was looking to see, but I don't know. Ms. Dunn, are you present? I'm not, and I thought I heard somebody, but I don't know. But anyway, she'll have a resume ready next week. But no, I don't think she's present.
No, it's next Thursday.
I can hear somebody talking, but I don't know who it is.
No, next week, 'cause we're gonna.
All right, any further discussion? Alderwoman Elliott,
Yes,
I'm sorry, Alderwoman Tatman.
I'll acquiesce to Alderwoman Elliott.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said, I'll acquiesce to Alderwoman Elliott. I'll speak after her. Her hand was up before mine.
Okay, Alderwoman Elliott.
we normally have a resume and we're normally asking the person questions before we vote. So do you have some information about her that you can share about her interests and why she's interested in the position or where you know her from? Do you have some information you can share? Because we normally interview that person and have a resume before we vote in the past.
Okay, we will postpone that appointment then until the next regular board meeting, scheduled board meeting. And all the information will be present at that time. She just didn't have time to get it in for this meeting.
But you don't have any information that you can share based on what you already know?
No, I'll let her speak for herself.
Okay, well, the motion is on the table, so we have to go
So
with the
the
vote.
motion can be withdrawn.
Someone will have to make a motion to do that.
I beg your pardon?
I said someone will have to make a motion to do that. Right now it's on the table for a vote.
Who made the motion, Madam Clerk?
Alderwoman Dales.
Alderman Dales, would you withdraw your motion, please?
I withdraw my motion to appoint Margie Dunn to Ward 3 until the April 21 election.
Well, just
table
withdraw
it.
it for tonight. For what?
I'll withdraw it for tonight.
Okay, thank you. And now who made the second?
Thomas.
Who did the second?
I did. I withdraw my second.
All right, then, thank you so much.
All right.
And both of those we put in the chat, Mayor.
Yeah,
Neither one of them was put in.
I
the
will.
chat.
I
Okay.
will. But I'll let Dale put hers in first and then I'll put mine in. Alderman Carroll, you know you got two pictures up, sir?
Yeah, somehow my camera, I don't know, on my lap or my desktop isn't working right, so.
Oh, okay. And you in a delay too. That's pretty cool.
Alderman Carroll, who all are you representing?
Just me.
I see you 3 or 4 times.
Well, like I said, my desktop computer wasn't working, so I turned on my tablet, and now you got 2 of me. So, because I don't, maybe if this desktop keeps working, I'll shut off this tablet because I'm getting feedback and everything off of.
All right, so, okay. I see nothing, I don't see nothing extra in the chat. So let's just table that until the next regular scheduled meeting.
Okay, I'm typing it in, Mayor. I'm typing it
Type it
in.
in, and then we'll have, in our next meeting, go ahead and type it in. We'll have all the
Okay.
information that you need.
Mayor, while she does that, may I ask a question, please? May I ask a question, please, while she's typing in?
I can't, you would like to do what now?
I would like
She
to
wants to
ask a question while she's typing that in.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, but I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Is it
Dana,
mine?
your voice is very clouded and muffled.
Fran, can you
Yes.
please mute Mark for a while until his time come up? Because I think Mark is putting all the noise in. I can hear Dinah well.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I can't, I mean, it's a lot of noise, and I was gonna ask, is there a reason why we're not moving? Where the meeting, where we have a clear audience for meetings? I hear a lot of background. Okay.
Go ahead, Dinah. I think we can hear you better now. Mark muted.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask, was there a reason why we weren't muting people? Because it was too much background noise. Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine now. That was my question. Thank you.
I beg what?
That was my question, Mayor. I was gonna ask, was there a reason why we weren't muting people? Because it was too much background noise.
Oh. Jeez.
I'm trying to get back to my
It's the presentation of the unapproved minutes, Mayor.
I'm trying to get back to my full screen now somehow. And I can hear everybody. I just turned my what's-my-digging up. Okay, got it now. I got it now. All right, now what did you say?
You're at presentation of unapproved minutes.
Okay then, presentation of unapproved minutes. All righty. Unapproved minutes. 11/19/2020.
May I make a motion that we approve minutes for a date of 11/19/2020 with any corrections or amendments?
I second, Mayor.
All right, it's been moved and properly second that we would approve the unapproved minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Mayor, I got a point that I'd just like to raise. At the last meeting, I tabled something, and Alderwoman Dales just tabled something. But according to Robert's rules on page 201, that does require a vote of the board. I just think moving forward, if we can keep that in mind, that tabling something actually requires a vote of the board.
So what are you suggesting we do now?
Well, all I'm just saying is just moving forward, just that's.
Okay.
Well, we didn't vote on it. Can we, it needs to be voted on for the record because it's gonna,
At one time.
it's not going to be in the records that that was a vote to close out that. Because we could decide to keep it on the agenda and vote. So if there's no vote and it's an agenda item, we'll be voting up or down on it, or we'll be voting to table it. So I recommend that for the record, it be voted on so that be a record.
Can we vote on approving the minutes and then go back to her motion then? We've got a motion on the floor right now, Mayor, that we need to deal with.
We
Then
need
we
to
can
deal
go-
with- we need
go
to
back
deal with the
to-
motion on the floor. The motion on the floor is to approve the unapproved minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. All right, moving right along.
I think we need to go back to Alderwoman Dales's motion to table the appointment. She made a motion to table it and we never really.
We gotta vote it on
Is that, let me,
I can restate it, Mayor.
no, wait just a minute.
Okay.
Attorney Coleman, is that correct that you have to have that you need a vote to table something?
Mayor,
It's on page. It's on page.
Robert's rules,
Let me
Robert's rules does require that there be a vote on a motion to table, and it's a majority vote. I thought I heard Alderwoman Dale say she was withdrawing her motion.
it.
That is what I
There
was
was a
about.
lot of static, so it wasn't clear to me.
Ms.
That
Leclerc,
was what I had asked for her to do, is to withdraw the motion.
And that's what she did.
that's not what she put in the chat.
Oh,
Mayor, I thought you wanted me to table it. I can retype it and take it off the agenda. I mean, withdraw my motion.
Right.
Okay, I can do that.
That was, right, that was what you had done in the first place.
I
And,
can-
and Alderman Thomas seconded that.
I
He
can
withdrew
type
his
it in there
second.
to withdraw it.
Mhm.
So it's just a matter of changing the verbiage, instead of table, just say rescind like Alderman Thomas did. Or withdraw will be,
I can do that. I'll type it in.
okay. Gotta keep our records clean.
So for a point of clarification, Mayor, if she is rescinding her vote, that does not change that the item is on the agenda for some type of vote. She is taking, if she's rescinding, making a motion to table it, then somebody else is entertaining a motion to discuss the appointment. So
Well, the motion to table
For the next meeting.
was, that's null and void because I didn't recognize it. It's not something what I asked for. And I'm not sure it got a second. Who seconded it? I don't even think it got a second.
well, what's in the chat is I table my motion to appoint Margie Dunn to Ward 3 for the next regular board meeting. And James Thomas said, I rescind my second to the motion. But that don't even tie in with a table. A table is not, don't require someone to second through a rescission. So either way it go with how they're recorded is not correct. So we either having a motion to go forward or it's being tabled to the next meeting, but a rescinding is not going to close it out. It's still going to be there.
okay, Mayor,
So tabling it would probably be what is necessary, but we still haven't voted on that. That's the point. There's no vote.
Yes. Madam Clerk, did you call my?
yes, I was about to say, what I recorded Alderwoman Dale saying is that she withdrew her motion. She used the word withdrew her motion to appoint Marjorie Dunn, and Thomas seconded. That's what I recorded.
And that's what we have, that's what we're dealing with now.
And it's
Yes, sir.
it's in the chat.
Yes, sir. So that means that she rescinded it, but it's not tabled to go to the next meeting. So it's still a topic for discussion tonight. That's what I'm saying for clarification. So because she's rescinding, it does not mean someone else couldn't make a motion because it's still an agenda item.
If she rescinds her motion, that's not on the agenda. If she rescinds her motion, that ends the discussion on this item.
I mean, I believe the city clerk can clarify for you, but it's an agenda item that we approve. So we would either be voting on it or not, because she didn't table it to the next meeting, which would have been appropriate. City clerk, could you please clarify?
Table my motion.
what you understand.
Well, I understood Alderwoman
No,
Dales.
I was just asking the city attorney
Oh, you
to
said city clerk.
clarify, because it's still an agenda item. Just because she rescinded her vote, it didn't change that it was an agenda item until somebody does table it. And we have to vote on it being tabled. That's all I'm saying. So, Attorney White Coleman, what is your understanding?
I agree that if Alderwoman Dales withdraws her motion, that doesn't completely remove the matter if someone else wants to make the same motion. Because she's withdrawing hers. So someone else on the board can, if they desire, come back and make the same motion.
Correct.
Alderman Carroll,
Move table the appointment of Marjorie Dunn to the next board meeting of,
I typed it already.
yeah, 1720.
Thanks, Alderman Carroll.
okay. Is there a second to the motion? Wait just a minute, let me get, Alderman Carroll, your hand's still up.
I'm sorry.
I'll second it, Mayor.
Alderwoman Tapman. You're
Yeah.
muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I second the motion.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, no.
No,
Ayes have it. All right, let's move to the next agenda item, which is
Meeting open to the public.
meeting open to the public. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The meeting's open to the public for 3 minutes, please. Anyone from the public may.
Yes, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're heard.
Yes, good evening. I want to express some serious concerns about what occurred in our last meeting. My understanding is that Alderwoman West presented some ex post facto after the fact receipts for grants, either grant writing course or grant writer, whatever. She submitted that after the fact. I consider that as a CPA license in the state of Missouri. It expires September 30th, 2022. I consider it to be in a lapse of internal control off the top. My understanding is the mayor has a delegation of authority of $500. He can only spend that. I'm not clear as how, and it's not an attack on Alderwoman West, I'm not clear as how she can spend $1,750 without express or implied permission of the Board of Aldermen and Alderwomen in advance, and then for something that she's passionate about, and then come back to the board and then beseech the board to reimburse her when our mayor doesn't even have $1,750 delegation of authority. I think that's a lapse of internal control. I'm pretty sure it's consistent with the findings that the external auditors have had year over year in terms of just there needs to be an adherence to internal controls. If there are any aldermen or alderwomen on the board who are accountants, I would expect them to have formally expressed concern about the behavior. We talked about that for another person who was trying to submit reimbursements for a light behind his house, but we made absolutely no verbal reprimand for this lapse of internal controls, this overriding of internal controls. It has here, internal controls has 4 basic purposes. 1, to safeguard assets. 2, to ensure financial statement reliability. 3, to promote operational efficiency. And 4, to encourage compliance with directives. I'm not, again, this is not an attack on West, it's an attack on procedure. And if we're going to hold a random citizen to follow proper internal control procedures, we have to hold West accountable to do that as well. She is not authorized to spend that kind of money without the board approval, and to put lipstick on this after the fact and then say, well, we're going to vote after the fact. She's not authorized to spend that kind of money. And I just think Dea said she's going to file an ethical complaint. I think we should. I would love to hear Reed talk about this. She's an accountant. She should know internal controls. She did not say anything about the West situation. She spoke very specifically about the other random homeowner. but she remained woefully silent on this issue without no verbal reprimand on record. And she's an accountant, so I'm very sure she understands internal controls. And my other issue is crime. I would like to hear this. We had a 14-year-old who was killed after he tried to carjack somebody by the gas station. Granted, it was Jennings, but I just feel the crime here, it needs to be fully looked into. We may need some rehabilitation programs for the teens, because I don't know why a 14-year-old kid has a gun that he's wielding at a gas station. He's ultimately died in it. It made the news. I want us to really look into some rehabilitation opportunities for our kids as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Mayor, will you please, at about the 30-second, give me a 30-second time?
Okay.
I'm gonna try to stay within 3 minutes. The beginning of this year, I asked the board to prioritize things that were important, and this was before the pandemic came up. But since the pandemic has come up, we still are not prioritizing what's important. From last year, August of last year, there was an organizational chart that depicts the Board of Aldermen above the mayor. That was not a mistake. That was not a typographical error. That was not to see who else is in positions within City Hall. That was deliberate, because that's what we have observed the rest of this year. And that is not, and the citizens were nowhere on that organizational chart at all. I don't know, you all took a whole lot of stuff off the agenda, which confuses me as well. So I don't know if the third-class city thing was taken off, but I think that we as citizens, since that's something that the citizens have to vote on, we need to really have some time to really investigate that and understand what that really means. We've gone from standing committees to tell citizens what they can and cannot say in a meeting, to citizens' comments are not important, to citizens ought to get the packet that the board gets. I don't understand how any of those things are priorities for the safety and welfare of our city. The older people's reports are no longer in the minutes. We don't have any way to check on anything, but the different committees and commissions are asked to provide reports and surveys and reports on what their plans are, and we don't see anything from our older people. I'd like to thank Alderwoman Chapman for her diligence in the COVID-19 testing. This state is one of the worst ones in the country, and she didn't get an awful lot of support from everybody on the board, but as citizens, I think she did a real good job on that. My last question, or my last comment, is on this property maintenance investigative committee. I don't know a lot about the new Show Me law that everyone's talking about now, but there were some things that on there that concerned me about investigating city citations and what they're going to do about it. I'm not sure what direction that's going into, because that seems like that's a judicial decision to be made. So I don't know who wants to address it, or if anybody wants to address it, but that's my comments, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else from the public who wishes to comment? All righty, thank you so much. We'll bring it back. The mayor's veto message. I am returning here with bill number 2599, titled An Ordinance Authorizing an Agreement with Curtis, Hines, Garrett, and O'Keefe, PC, to retain the services of the law firm and Helmut Starr to act as special counsel, legal counsel to the city regarding various city legal issues, which was passed by the Board of Aldermen with 5 affirmative votes and 2 negative votes. At the meeting of the Board of Aldermen on November 19th, 2020, it is my firm belief that adoption of this bill is not in the best interest of the city of Bellefonte Neighbors, Missouri. In accordance with the authority of my office, I hereby notify you that I decline to sign bill number 2599 and hereby veto the same and return it to the board for further consideration as provided by law. For the foregoing reason, I hereby return bill number 2599 unexecuted and hereby refuse to approve same. Tommy Pearson, Senior Mayor of the great city of Bellefonte Neighbors. I will move to B, bill number 2600.
Mayor,
We removed that.
Mayor,
Beg pardon?
that was one of them
removed?
that was removed, yes.
Okay. All right. Commission and board report. Public Safety Committee. Yes. Okay.
Mayor, we had no meeting in November, so there's no report.
Okay. Youth Commission.
Hi, Mayor. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So we met last month and the meeting was opened. We met November the 16th. And the chair received an email from the city clerk, Fran Stevens, who it doesn't state where she received this email from, but it says see below. The email discussed securing the items that were purchased for the Youth Commission from June and July of 2020, which the board did take, a Youth Commission board did take a vote on in October and agreed that the items, which were the bike helmets, as well as the Dairy Queen gift cards for the swim party, should be kept by the city, but it should be kept in a stored, secure location. And the email stated to return the items to the rec center. After speaking with Martha, who is one of the managers at the rec center, she explained there was no secure spot at the rec center, and she had not received an email nor was notified that we would be bringing items to the rec center. So those items were not given to the rec center due to not having a secure location. To date, there is no secure location for these items, so the Youth Commission still has the items. We would like to comply. One of the suggestions that the board took was that, Mayor, that they would be kept in your office, maybe in a corner. There are some small, there are some pretty nice sized boxes. The other location would be the police department's evidence room. Other than that, we have no other locations that are secure for these items. We also would like to be able to find out how we would receive these items back. And that was our discussion. We did discuss our up and coming events, which would be Hoops Madness, the bike rodeo, and the fishing experience. So those have been tabled due to COVID. And that was our meeting. We also did discuss meeting via Zoom, just like this meeting, due to the weather changing. We used to meet at City Hall, then we changed it to meet at the gazebo by the pool to conduct social distancing. But we are requesting Zoom meetings. I'm not sure how those meetings would be conducted. That's something myself and the city clerk has gone back and forth about by email. I do have my own Zoom account at which I can set up the Zoom meetings for and provide that to the city. so that anyone from the public would like to attend, they're able to attend. And that concludes our meeting and our minutes. Anyone has any questions?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Alicia?
I'm sorry,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good evening.
Hi.
Thank you for your report. I want to commend you on and keeping in mind the safety of citizens when it comes to your meeting. One thing that I want you to strongly consider, which you've already stated, that those meetings can be done by Zoom. And I don't know if there's any legality, and this is a question for the city attorney, as far as you using the one that we use for our board meetings. I don't know if there needs to be any demarcation to, well, this is only for the board, or if this is the city Zoom address whereby you can utilize that. And city attorney, if it's okay, could will you be able to answer that?
I'm sorry, Dinah, and I'm sorry, city attorney. I can answer that. Myself and Fran went back and forth about the Zoom account for you guys' meeting, and Fran explained she has to be the host, which means Fran would have to be present. Fran has stated she is unable to attend our meetings, so we would not be allowed to utilize the link.
Okay, well,
we would have to have a host.
I understand. So, city attorney, is there a demarcation that states when it comes to governmental meetings of commissions, pre-COVID, we didn't have anything like this, but is there anything out there that states that in order to have Zoom meetings, what are the steps taken as far as each commission or board having their own Zoom account? Has there anything been established for that yet?
I have not seen anything established regarding that. I think various municipalities have various arrangements. I think it's up to the municipality to make the arrangement that it wants or needs, or that is within its budget.
Okay. Thank you. And thanks again, Ms. Smith, for your report.
Thank you. I did have one other question, which I did ask the city clerk. How are which some of the board members are on various boards and commissions, how are they meeting? Or are they meeting at all? The city clerk did not know. So I'm here to ask publicly, how are other boards and commissions meeting? Are they meeting? Can anyone answer that if you're on a commission or a board? Mr. Carroll?
Go ahead, Alderman Carroll.
The Public Safety Committee met in person at City Hall. It was City Hall set up, the tables and the spacing and everything. It's spaced out 6 feet. So we were doing that and wearing face masks. With the public property maintenance, we meet via Zoom using Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott's personal Zoom account. But we notify you, we still have to, notify the city clerk to post the 24-hour notice and the agenda and everything like that. So I've participated in person and Zoom on a personal account. Just kind of like what you were saying, Fran can, she can't host all these meetings because then she'd be working.
Yes.
It's possible, and this is not something that I could personally do, but I am requesting or asking the board to maybe take a vote where I don't know how Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott, utilizes hers, but if that's something that can be set up for the Youth Commission, I have a personal account, like I stated, and I can provide the link for the city to be able to post in advance for the public to be able to utilize so they can join the meetings if they would like. If that's something you guys need to vote on, if that's something that can just be appointed, that's fine. I don't know how you guys would handle that, but I just wanted it to go on public record.
That's okay.
Mr.
Fran, my
Kennedy,
screen has changed. Is everybody else screen changed? Because I
Yeah.
can't.
The mayor needs to click on share. Who's ever sharing the
mine,
veto?
Mayor, didn't you put that up there?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Oh,
Mine-
it's got your name.
I don't know why it's got my name. Everybody on here know that I wouldn't know how to do that.
That says,
I mean, I can do it.
they say Pearson
So,
Jr.
whoever did it, undo it.
It says Pearson.
Oh, there we go.
Somebody did it.
No, it
And
wasn't me,
they undid it.
and they undid it.
You're right.
Like that.
Yeah, it says Pearson Jr.,
That's
not
cool.
senior. Junior, not senior.
Uh,
I had my hand up.
I had my hand up also, Mayor.
All
I
right,
have
let
my
me
hand up
go
too.
down it. Let me go down in order because I haven't been able to see that.
We thought you learned some technology when sharing your
No,
screen.
I ain't learned nothing. Alderwoman Dales.
This is a question for Alicia, and probably Fran needs to answer it. You said that you received the email. Can Fran tell us who that email came from about you storing the items? Because it wasn't sent to the board.
It was sent to me on November 13th.
Okay, so Fran, can you tell us who sent the email? Because it wasn't shared with me. I didn't see that email.
I just forwarded it from, let me see who sent it now. Let me see if I can pull it back up, because, do you have it in front of you, Alicia?
I do, but the only thing that it stated, it came from you, but the email basically states, have you received the items from the Youth Commission? But it says to Fran from Fran. So I have no clue as to who sent it to you either. The Youth Commission does not either, but we just wanted to comply.
Right, I understand.
I would like to know who sent it to you as well, and I could have addressed it then, but
Yeah.
That's something that we voted on.
Okay, who sent me the email?
I made the inquiry.
Okay.
Yes. So I had my hand up. I know I don't know if Elise
I'm not quite finished yet.
Okay.
So my suggestion is that before I had left some stuff, and this was food, and I understand how things can just go away because some of the food that I left there earlier last summer, or whatever, it went away to some people who didn't live in our community. And I think it's fair that those things are locked up in City Hall. Or I'm not gonna say it was stolen. It was not stolen. I think the individual didn't think that we were gonna share it with our community, so they gave it away. But I think maybe the mayor may have. A solution for you. And some of the things that we discussed, Alicia, to save time, and I know you bringing it to the board, that could have easily been, a phone call. Hey, could you take it over to the mayor or whatever? So, but I understand it being out in the open. So hopefully the mayor and you can come up with something. And thank you so much. And thank you so much for your wonderful service.
Thank you. Alderwoman Elliott.
Yes, Chief did previously indicate he had helmets and will store the helmets. And we did mention that the gift cards would go to Fran. So in my inquiry and follow up, my inquiry was, have those things been received? Because the email from one of the members indicated a restriction of time, working a job and not being able to come up during the city hall hours. So Fran navigated the discussion with the rec center around space there. And so either way it go, the gift cards are still not in the possession of the city clerk, which was stated before, and the helmets are not with the police department. Because either way it go, if there is something that happens to those items at City Hall, rec center, police department, it's still on the city. But if something happens at someone's home, then that's a different level of accountability. So I think that once they are in the possession of the city, if anything happens, then there is an issue of a liability on the city and not on the person. So I think a decision to say, well, when it's a locked space, then that's when we're gonna bring it. It just needs to be brought, and then administration needs to figure out how to properly secure it, because it won't be their responsibility at that point that they sign it over, how many items that they bringing back or so forth. But there is no reason why Fran should not have the gift cards by now, or the helmets be in the possession of the city if the treasurer has indicated that that is what should happen.
Okay, so let me address that before, Mr. Kara, I apologize. First of all, the email does not state return to Fran. It says rec center. Second of all, we agreed, like I stated 2 months ago, that these items should be, but we requested at that time that they be in a secure location. One of the reasons why is we as a youth commission have a budget, and our items have disappeared before, and it came when we had to replace those items came from our budget. It does not come from the city's budget. It came from the youth commission's budget. When we requested again for an increase, the board is so diligent to state, chose come to the board and ask us for what you need, and we'll vote on it. And we can take a vote and get you what you need. When we did that, we were denied. So no, at this point, we are asking it to be in a secure location. If you can send an email to request for it, can you send us an email to let us know where that location will be, and will it be secure? When we went to the rec center was not knowledgeable. Martha is on this call. She was not knowledgeable of said email, conversation, or anything else. So I mean, again, just for the protection of the youth commission and the items that we purchased for the budget, those items will not be relinquished until we can know where they're going. We just not going to deliver something just because you guys are asking for it. Tell us where it's going. We don't have a problem delivering it at all. We would love.
All right.
We do agree to that, and that's why we're relinquishing it, because of the insurance reasons.
Okay. Thank you. Alderwoman Tatman.
Yes, sir. I wanted to address the request that our chairman made of our youth department to be allowed to utilize her personal Zoom account for regular meetings. So I've placed in the chat that I would like to make a motion for that. If that's something we can vote on for her this evening. It's in the chat.
Okay.
Second.
All right. Are there any further discussion?
Yes, per our protocol, is not an agenda item. It will have to be on the agenda for the next board meeting. And I think that she can use her Zoom without a board approval, as long as it's provided to the city clerk for the public to access.
Matt, can I make a comment?
I'm going down the line here. Alderman Thomas.
Yes, I was going to say, first of all, thank you, Chairman, Chairperson, Chairwoman, all them titles, for heading up the Youth Commission. In my opinion, you can use your Zoom account as long as you let the clerk know what the link is and what the password is, just as Alderman Carroll has been doing. So, we really don't have to vote on it. I did second Dinah's motion, since she did put the motion on the floor. But the other thing is, are you getting the assistance that you need from the board in order for you and your group to do what they need to do? That's a question.
At times, yes.
Okay. Is it anything, and I'm not going to belong this, Mayor, but is there anything that you would like to see us do?
Be a little more supportive. The board members do not attend our events. When prior to COVID, Alderwoman Dales did show up. Alderwoman Avant Elliott has attended the board meeting. Alderman Carroll and even yourself, Mr. Thomas, have come to our meetings. Mm-hmm. But we would like the support of the board from time to time, just to be interested in what we're doing. Okay. or even like in my absence, I would like for you, Mr. Carroll, to read our minutes, if you don't mind. Or even one of the things that I asked, it's been a while, Teresa and Miranda, we've had this discussion where we can have one of you guys join our commission. So if you would like to join our commission, we would love to have you.
Okay.
Other than that, no.
Is there a alderman or alderwoman that's helping you now?
No.
Okay. I'll talk to the mayor about that and see, but I will volunteer for that. But we'll
Thank you
discuss
so
it.
much. I
All right.
appreciate you.
All
Thank
right. You're welcome.
Alderman Carroll.
Yeah, I just agree with Alderman Thomas and Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott. I don't think you need any type of permission to use your personal Zoom account. I think the only thing that's required, and I can't off the top of my head tell you where I've read this, but as long as you are providing the public notice with the Zoom link and that it's posted, turn that into Fran so that she can post that on. It's got to be posted on the city's website because it's, a virtual event, and have your tentative agenda. I don't think you need our approval to be using your personal Zoom account to be holding these meetings. If you want it, I guess we'd be more than happy to give it to you. And then secondly, regarding Alderman Thomas's comment about supporting our aldermanic reps, Alderman Christian forwarded me, he was working on the boards and commission ordinances, and part of that, I think what he was looking for was having aldermanic reps on each of the boards and commissions, and I think that would be very appropriate. So every board and commission of the city kind of has a direction as to kind of what we've discussed as a board and how we want to kind of see things go to kind of forward that message, and provide assistance with those commissions. And then also, I'm going to make a motion tonight anyway to create a survey for all the board and commission members to get their feedback as to what they would like to see in an updated ordinance regarding the various commissions. So I'll be doing that. I'll be making a motion to put that on the next agenda for our board meeting.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you, Mr. Carroll. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your report, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
And image and beautification. Anyone here from image and beautification? If not, we'll move down to street department.
You skipped the Parks and Rec, Mayor.
I thought that was one that was taken off.
Was that taken off?
No, it was
Mm-mm.
public safety. Mayor,
Okay, Parks and Recreation then. Park and Rec, who's
We
Oh.
did not meet in November, Mayor, so there is no report.
all
Thank-
right. Thank you. Street department,
Yes, sir, Mayor. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I was wondering if they voted on the truck that we got in the shop. It's already fixed. We just needed approved. It was $2,719.01. And I kind of really need that truck.
Mayor, that's one that's moved down to be brought up under new business.
Okay. That'll be brought up on the new business. Mark,
Okay. And that was my main concern, sir.
yeah, that's mine too. We gotta get that done. Alderwoman Elliott.
yes, I wanted to ask if Mark knew whether or not St. Cyr was Bell Fountain owned or county owned.
St. Cyr to the right past Good Counsel, that is St. Louis County.
Okay, by the Danford Elementary.
Right.
So
The
if-
other way is ours.
So if we wanted to put a speed bump down there, we would have to consult them.
Yes, ma'am.
Would they normally allow us to put it down if we got it approved?
You know, I'm not really sure. I've never really asked them that, but I could see putting one by the stop signs up there by the school.
Yes, sir.
I think that would be the perfect spot. But yeah, we would definitely have to get with St. Louis County and see what we got to do.
Is it possible for you to just do a follow-up to let us know, because I'll be presenting that to the public safety for consideration?
I can do a follow-up. I have a very good friend over there.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mark, do you have any other comments?
No, sir.
May I have a question for Mark?
All right, Alderwoman Dales.
Mark, I'll call you tomorrow. We've been talking with St. Louis County about several roads in Ward 4 and the city of Belle Fountain neighbors, and I'll give you the information and which I've shared with the mayor and the street department. So I'll call you tomorrow and give you all that information. Most streets that Belle Fountain, Jenny Station Road, St. Cyr, Chambers are county roads. Most people know that, but I'll give you the information that they gave us already.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Approval of invoices over 500. Alderman Thomas.
Yes, I didn't receive any invoices over 500, and I think there was an email sent out earlier today from possibly Fran, I believe, saying that Lori was going to send something out, but I didn't get anything. I don't know if anybody
They
else
came
got
out
it.
later after that, about an hour after that, the email went out. And then they were also put in your mailbox.
Okay. Alderwoman Elliott.
I move for the approval of bills over 500 for a total of $13,521.26.
Alderman Carroll.
I second.
Are there any further discussion? Roll call. Call the roll.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed, Alderwoman Tatman,
Yeah.
Alderwoman West. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yes and 2 no answer, Mayor.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
May I have a question?
Okay.
If the person isn't being seen, can they vote?
Those persons who are not being seen should not vote.
Okay.
You got to know that that is actually the person on this board voting. And if you can't see him, you don't know who it is.
But
Mayor.
I got my hand up.
Alderman Thomas.
Yeah, but you did accommodate Alderwoman West.
Right.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
only one.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah, her video
And
is
that's
on there.
because she got some kind of technical or whatever it is, technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty.
All right, where are we, Madam Clerk?
Well, I had 5 yes votes for the
Okay, then.
approval of over 500.
All right, then move down to the chief's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. Starting off, Senate Bill 5, that law apparently has been resurrected. It's the law that was focused on St. Louis County concerning how much they could collect per municipality based on their traffic fines and fees. They dropped it from 20% down to 12.5%. And it also required the municipalities of St. Louis County to meet a certain set of minimum standards, such as like cash management, accounting system to track revenues and expenditures, liability coverage, workers' comp, and a few other things. In reality, based on my opinion, it would have little impact on the city as most of our affairs are in order. However, it's expected to be appealed very, very soon. We had our CJIS audit today. We scored 100%. CJIS is the Criminal Justice Information Service. It is a division of the FBI, but the enforcement arm is the Missouri State Highway Patrol. They audit us based on access to criminal justice information. So it's going to be the police and the courts in the city. It also covers, security, physical security, access rights. That's why we have to fingerprint employees. They have to sign off on waivers to make sure that they understand those rules and how they apply. So that was good to hear. Stolen vehicles. I'm going to keep talking about this every meeting. In the last week and a half, 2 weeks, we've had 8 stolen cars. At least 5 of them had the keys in the car. I know one officer, or actually a platoon of officers, went around on a few different mornings and wrote crime prevention checks to vehicles that were running in the driveway, because that's where all these are. They're not in the public roadway. And our ordinance does not allow us to enforce it on private property, people who leave their car running without the keys in it. It only allows us to enforce it on the public roadway. That's why we handle it the way we do. My assumption is that to enforce it in on private property in a driveway probably encounters a Fourth Amendment issue when it comes to seizures. I don't know if it's possible to enforce it on private property, but it's something that the board may consider looking into. Let's see. So I brought this up a few meetings ago, a couple times, I believe. Vehicle 27 months back blew its engine. So the car hasn't been driven. So we were down 1 police car. As of a couple days ago, there was a police car that was involved in a traffic accident while trying to stop a motorist for a traffic violation. There was, given the age of the vehicle and the damage, the insurance company is not going to replace it or fix it. They'll pay us out the market value of the vehicle, which is probably, my guess is going to be less than 10 grand. Sorry, 5 grand. A trade-in or let's say a trade-in or a public sale would maybe yield a couple grand. So I need to discuss with the board just briefly, because I need to know what direction to go into. And we can buy a new car. We can get a state car. We can replace engines. Obviously, the optimal way to go, just for cost benefit, not just now, but over the next 4 or 5 years, would be to replace the car, or at least one. And I'm going to propose that the police department make a budget adjustment from general revenue to capital to make a purchase. The amount that's going to be suggested is $83,551.61. This is the cost that has been saved with employees. We have 1 person that is out on military leave. We had 3 employees, well, 2 resigned and 1 was fired. So the salaries and the pensions assigned to those employees no longer there comes out to that amount. Is there any direction the board wants me to specifically go in? Because I really want to focus on 1 or 2 avenues of what to do for this circumstance. And just a reminder, police cars are very scarce right now. They're very high demand. So the sooner the board acts, the more it's appreciated, because I mean, if we wait too long, let's say another month or 2, there may be not anything coming down the road. So I'm open for suggestions at this point.
Alderwoman Dales.
Keith, with your knowledge, what is the best direction for us to go? Should we buy a used vehicle, a new vehicle? What's the best direction? Based on.
So, you know, out of all the options that we have, my suggestion for cost benefit is to replace it with a new vehicle. That's going to run with installation of equipment around $39,000, about $40,000, let's say. If you do the math and if we keep it for 5 to 6 years is what we've been trying to do with the other vehicles, that will maximize the cost that it's put out. Plus, on top of that, the cost is not coming from another source. It's coming up from our own budget through a budget adjustment. And so I would recommend buying one new car.
And also with that, with the new car, it'll be under warranty for how long?
So the warranties are it comes with your standard 36-month warranty bumper to bumper. And then thereafter, we buy a powertrain warranty that is for, I believe it's five or 6 years. And it's also based not just on the mileage, but on the hours of the vehicle. Now, when we're talking hours, there is a lot of idle time that is generated on this car. So the car does not have to be moving to create time expended on the power drivetrain itself. So many of all of our Tauruses are out of warranty and out of extended warranty too. So that's another factor when we buy a new car, we always buy the extended warranty, because if we blow a transmission or an engine, which is not like 27 blew its engine. And that was not because of the way it was driven, it was because of the age itself. It threw a rod. So that is my suggestion to you.
Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
I'm getting ready to write something in the chat for the board.
Alderman Thomas. Now unmute yourself. I unmuted me, so you got to unmute yourself.
All right, all right. I know when we had discussed, Chief, few months back, you were talking about there was a waiting list on new vehicles. Is it a different type of vehicle that's off the waiting list that you're thinking about purchasing that would get it to us quicker, or is that still going to be the time frame?
So there's only 2 places in Missouri that doesn't require a plane ticket to get there that have police interceptors. And that's a Ford dealership in Jeff City, and it's a Ford dealership in Chesterfield. The prices are comparable. They're the Ford Explorer SUVs that we purchased about 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And the fixed cost that I do have on those vehicles, the one from Joe Mockin's Ford is $34,933 per unit. And the one available at Lou Hughes in Chesterfield is $34,020. So the cost difference is really nominal. But that's the fixed cost for a new car. It is the SUV, and I can get it black this time instead of white. So the cost of marking it with white paint would be far less than what it cost us when we bought the other SUVs earlier this year, which were white. So we had the surface of the vehicle required more paint before, which would require less now.
Is there a waiting period, or do they have some available?
They have a few available at each place. They were these cars were earmarked for other places. And from what we were told today, because yesterday afternoon is when I found out that the car was going to be totaled. We started making phone calls today. A lot of those cars are earmarked. So they're reaching out to those agencies that earmarked those cars, because some of them they haven't heard from in weeks. So the possibility of us getting one is pretty good as of this point in time.
Okay.
The production of police interceptors are still difficult to come by.
Right.
And it's going to be like that for quite some time, just because they're not putting out the number of vehicles they would under normal circumstances because of COVID.
Right. All right. Thanks, Chief.
You're welcome.
Alderman Carroll.
How urgent do you need a response, Chief?
3-1.
I said, how urgent do you need action on this? Does it need to be done tonight, or can we wait till the next board meeting?
No, honestly, we could wait, but I mean, that's why I'm leaving it to the board to kind of guide me on what to do. Circumstances may change in 2 weeks. I mean, I can't say for sure, but what I can say is that police cars are hard to come by, whether it's a state bid car or whether it's a decommissioned Missouri Highway Patrol car, or it's a brand new car off the parking lot of a dealership. Either way, situation, the availability may change within a couple weeks, if not a couple days.
So do you know the availability now?
Well, the availability right now is dependent upon the dealership, because
You don't really have a firm answer on that now then either.
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Mayor,
Thank you, Chief. Yes.
I had a question. So Chief, do you have any quotes or any idea of costs because we need to put it on the agenda under new business, and if you can attach any supporting documents of the cost, bids, or whatever is required for the process, then I think we would be ready to make a
Yes,
decision. So if you have.
I have the bids for the purchase of a new vehicle. I know over the phone, because the State Patrol will not give you a bid on a decommissioned Highway Patrol vehicle, but theirs is $18,500 for a 2018 Dodge Charger that has about 54,000 miles on it.
Okay, so if we get whatever you have and you let Fran know to put it under new business, then we'll be able to go from there. So do you have any quotes for any repairs as well, or just for the new purchase?
No, we were told verbally on the phone that the car was being totaled. So they're not going to repair that car.
Okay.
They're going to basically pay us out whatever the market value is. That's why I was saying it's only going to be a few $1,000s.
Okay.
Maybe up to $5,000 at best. But the reason I would recommend a new car over a state car anyway is that patrol cars are pool cars. They're driven a lot more often and a lot in various conditions. Highway patrol cars are great for administrative cars and detective vehicles. That's why we elect to buy them from the state for admin and detectives, because they last a very long time for the conditions that they were used in.
Okay.
But new is usually the way to go for a fleet vehicle, because it's driven so much.
Okay. Are you planning on adding to the newsletter this time? To the city newsletter?
Yes, the information is due at the end of this month.
It was due last Friday.
Was it?
Yeah.
I did get your email.
Okay.
For some reason I thought it was the end of December, because I wrote it down on my list of
Okay.
things. So I will get to that, and I'll get you some information.
Okay, and the report that I think Teresa brought up, I can't remember the name of it. Were you gonna start including that report? Alderwoman Reed would know the name of it. I don't know if it was the I don't know if it was the citations. What do you remember? What the one that she referenced?
Is she in the meeting or no?
Yeah, Alderwoman Reed, are you there? Let me see.
Yeah, it was the citations report that we used to get by officer and then by violations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can be done.
Okay. All right. I don't think you give a report the next time, so if it can just be emailed that'll be appreciated. All right, that's all my questions.
May I have one more question?
All right, Alderman Dales.
Okay, Chief, if we don't make a decision tonight, could it possibly increase the cost for a new car if we miss out?
No, not necessarily. I don't think the cost is going to be jeopardized or compromised in any way. It's just the fact of the availability. Now, for example, if the board makes a decision tonight, I'm really sure we could get a car, earmark it for tomorrow, cut a check and get it either tomorrow or next week. Waiting 2 weeks, circumstances may change. Any place will hold a car. Problem is, it may be that reservation may be taken from us and given to somebody else because it's sales. It's the same thing for a state car too. When we go to the Highway Patrol, we can reserve a car, but that doesn't guarantee that reservation won't be revoked if someone wants it, that day. So timeliness is important.
And to the board, I put a note in the chat. I know it's not on the agenda, but sometimes we have to make a decision for our citizens' safety. I make a motion for Chief Otter to make a purchase for the new car.
Just for clarification, I understand that. That's why we have an agenda that all department heads can submit what they need for approval. So per the mayor, those items need to be approved to go on the next agenda under new business, is what he said before.
Okay, it could go on a new business tonight if we need to do it.
I mean, Mary, and what I'm saying to the board, I mean, for the safety of the citizens, we can make an adjustment where, I mean, this is for the safety of our citizens. It's not like, I don't know. I mean, we all have common sense. We could just make a decision tonight.
What I don't want to do is to draw this out and take 15 to 20 minutes talking about this. And it's going to come down to the same conclusion anyway. Alderman Thomas.
I second the motion.
All right. Is there any further discussion? Then
I already made my point of order that is not on the agenda. It's not considered emergency. The chief indicated that we could wait. So then it could be properly placed on the agenda for discussion with the supporting documents.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman, just one second, let me get to this. Alderman Thomas.
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
I don't hear and I don't see her.
Right. Alderwoman Dales.
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott. I'm sorry, did you say something?
Yeah, I would like to make a motion to amend the motion.
I'm sorry, you can't make a motion in the middle of voting on a motion.
Did you call for the question? Did you call for the question?
Yes, he did.
We are voting and you didn't say nothing, so.
Did he call for the question?
Yeah.
When?
He said, any more discussion?
Did he call for the question?
We were discussing it and I asked for
But
the.
we were just having a conversation because it's under his report.
Well.
Did you ask for the discussion? That's what I'm asking.
I'm asking you to stop talking so this motion can go through. Then after that, if you got something you want to say, please say it. But right now, we're in the middle of voting. How many votes have we got already, my dear?
Just two. I'm at Alderwoman Avant Elliott.
Calling the roll.
Abstain.
Alderwoman Tapman. Alderwoman Reed.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. Alderwoman Reed.
No.
I would like to change my vote to a no.
Okay. Alderwoman, I'm sorry, Alderman Carroll.
No.
Okay. Alderwoman West, are you there? You're muted if you're talking.
Count the votes, please.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, yes. 1, 2, 3, no.
All right, then I vote yes. All right, let's move
I'd like
forward.
to ask a question of the city
She's
attorney. Excuse
Barbara
me.
is still on the call.
She did not answer and we don't see her.
I
I'd
see
like
her
to-
right there. It's a fire
Yes.
tablet.
She there now, but
No,
she
she
was there
was,
when we
She's
was
been
voting.
yes, she was. She's been there. It's on mute. I don't know if Fran muted her, if she
Let
muted
me
herself.
look. Okay, I pressed unmute all and it didn't unmute.
Let's move forward.
I got a question of the city
What's the
attorney.
question? Yeah,
For the city attorney. City attorney, according to the Sunshine Law, I mean, this was an issue about the August 12th meeting that residents were given 24-hour notice of a public vote. Since this wasn't on the agenda to approve a $20,000 car.
Well, somebody else is talking, but they can hear me now.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna stand up so they can see my natural born ass, and then they'll see why I can't stand up and be seen.
So with this not being placed on the agenda and giving residents 24-hour notice, is this proper according to the Sunshine Law, this vote?
It would not be proper unless it can be classified as an emergency.
And the chief indicated that it wasn't an emergency, that it could wait for 2 weeks.
all right. Let's move forward. You all got numerous bills that you just voted on out of the air. All of a sudden now you sunshine, you want to abide by the Sunshine Law. You should have thought of that.
What? That was yours.
I said, who was that? Who was that? All right, let's move forward.
Then what's the decision? I want to know what the decision is then.
The decision has already been made. It was a vote. And the vote
city attorney
approved.
said, the city attorney said this isn't proper under the Sunshine Law.
Okay.
So are you gonna go ahead and approve this?
We're gonna go ahead and approve it. It's already been approved.
Thank you for saying that for the record. Thank you.
Oh, that's all right. I don't care about you talking about the record. Much as you violate the record. Let's see, city attorney report.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, and good evening again, everyone. As you all will recall, in October, the city was notified that
I'm getting to it.
there were 4 Sunshine Law complaints filed against the city. And as the city attorney, I was requested to respond by November 20th of 2020. At the November 5th meeting, a majority of the board expressed a desire to bring in special counsel to deal with these Sunshine Law complaints. As a result, I contacted the Attorney General's office and obtained an additional 30 days in order for the city to respond. And that time period will expire on December 21st. I would like some direction from the board at this point as to how it wishes to proceed, particularly in light of the removal of the retention of counsel from the agenda this evening.
Mayor, can I make my suggestion?
Just 1 second, just one
Okay.
second. Alderwoman Dales.
My suggestion is that you would have to respond to it because the board does not want to have an attorney that has anything to do with the city, or they don't want to get someone else to give a judgment if they thought they were correct. So therefore, you would have to respond to the Attorney General on our behalf because the board would not secure another attorney. And the attorney that they did put forth is biased towards the city and could not be trusted. So I would suggest that I would make a suggestion that you would have to respond for us, Attorney Dorothy White Coleman.
Thank you. Alderman Chapman.
Oh, come on.
Alderman Chapman.
Yes, sir. In reading some of the communications, and I hope I read them all, there was, because I missed a few meetings, but I did read the material. And I think, was it the last meeting that Alderwoman Ambach Elliott made a motion or talked about our city clerk answering those questions and checking with several attorneys talking about the issues that we're having, that it would, and city attorney, correct me at any time if I'm wrong, I didn't want to bring you into this, but with the city attorney, with the possibility of it being a conflict, because part of the complaint that was in those letters also included the meeting where she was dismissed. So she, in turn, from my understanding of legal counsel, would be then investigating herself. There is no solidified, nothing on the books, no trial cases to go by that those answers have to be done by the city attorney, because there's no legality or no expertise needed as far as making an opinion. They're asking for information, which is basically our minutes. Our city clerk has done a superb job, I think, in keeping the videos, as far as giving each one of us a jump drive where we have the videos. So instead of us trying to secure another attorney, another cost that's not in our budget, and number two, putting on another layer of legality that we really don't need, is there a reason why the city clerk can't answer those questions?
Alderman Carroll.
I agree with you, Alderwoman Chapman. I think if we can't come to an agreement as to, you know, what attorney that we're going to use, that we can supply the answer, supply the information, as you said, vote on it as a board, and then submit.
Because in looking at that, thank you, in looking at that, they're just asking for information. We have minutes, we have videos that can be sent, and then it's the Attorney General who makes the determination on it. They're just asking for the information in order for them to make that determination. We don't
Right.
have another legal counsel to do that.
I agree.
Alderwoman Dales.
The city clerk is willing to give them all the information herself and not be supplied from someone else writing what their opinion, or if she can do it herself, because I sometimes think that some of the things that are on the agenda, some of the things that we have are not coming from the city clerk, but maybe coming from another alderperson. As far as voting on it, the vote would not be fair because we have 4 against 3 of what to send, what to do, and it's just not fair. Because some of the things that I may want on there, the other 4 may not want on there, and it's not fair. We want them to have, we want the Attorney General to have all the information. And if the city clerk can be unbiased and fair and send just the information, not from another alder person giving it to her or telling her what to send or how to send, then that would be okay. But I want to see what's being sent.
Mayor, this is the city clerk. The only thing that I would send, because I'm not an attorney and I don't know how to, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with trying to interpret what they're asking for. The only thing that I would send is put all the meetings on the thumb drive and send it to them.
And I'm sorry. And basically, city clerk, that's, from my understanding, that's what they're asking. They're asking for information in order to make a determination. Now, I agree with Alderman Carroll, not for us to vote on, because we have two alderpersons that should be abstaining, because that would be like them making a vote on their determination too. So I think just looking at the information to be sent, not a vote, because they would not be able to vote because they're part of the ones who made the complaint. But that's all it is. It's not, according to the legal counsels that I talked to, it's not a matter of a legal document that you have to put together. You don't have to use no legal jargon, anything. They're asking for what information that's needed in order for them to make the determination. So you don't have to come up with a prowess. You don't have to come up with a prowess. You don't have to come up with a paper. It's just basically sending them. If you look at the form and go down through it, they're asking, they'll tell you exactly what their need. They're not asking you to make an opinion on what happened. They're just asking for information to be sent to them to make the determination.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Thomas.
Yes, sir. Attorney Coleman, is there a list of what they're asking us to send them?
No, Alderman Thomas, there's not a specific list. What they've done is provided the 4 complaints and the supporting documentation, and they have asked for a written response to those complaints,
Right.
along with any relevant documents that would assist the Attorney General in making a decision.
So they have documents, they have minutes, or they have other information, and then we need to provide verifiable information. Say if it was 2 minutes written for one meeting, then we need to provide both of those sets of minutes versus just providing one set of minutes.
Yes, the city needs to provide copies of any relevant documents that will assist the Attorney General in their review of these matters.
So do we have to give a reason why we think that it happened?
I wouldn't say that you need to give a reason. Now, in some instances, there may be a need for an explanation because one of the complaints questions the documentation that was submitted. So there would need to be some explanation as to how that documentation was submitted or who submitted it, but the city clerk could certainly do that.
Right. That's all
Right.
I have.
Thank you, Alderman Carroll. Your hand is still up. Oh.
Yeah, but I think that from my experience with the Attorney General's office, what we're doing is we're defending the city's position as to what we took, why we did that. So yeah, I agree with you. Like if it came up to a vote, if we were to go that route, you know, all the people who did a complaint, or maybe we need to do separate responses to each complaint, and then whoever did that complaint, they abstain from it or something like that. But I think we do need a response as to why we were correct in doing what we did and defending that position. So if that might be an avenue that we look at too, is providing a response to each complaint and then voting on those responses, and then the people who've made those complaints, they abstain from from the vote on the complaint. So as you said, I mean, if to keep people, out of it, obviously you've got some investment. If you're making the complaint, you would want to, see that go forward. But, to excuse yourself or abstain from that vote, I think would be proper.
Yeah, yeah.
Alderwoman Elliott.
Sorry. I was just gonna make a point of clarification that was brought up, Alderwoman Tapman. So, I do think that it was a good idea. It was just an additional motion that specifically motion for helmet, and people began to think that the contract for helmet was associated with the motion for the services specifically around the sunshine request, and they were two separate things. But either way, that was mentioned before because the Attorney General office shared that the city clerk could do it. And the attorney just indicated it was up to the city clerk if she was comfortable with doing it. So that's all I wanted to make a point of clarification around. So essentially, I do want to say this because I think that is a contradiction when it is perceived that anything that other people say about the type of advice we receive or don't receive from the attorney is some type of judgment towards her competence. But if she has indicated that we just performed a sunshine violation, why would we let it be and not correct it? That's what I would consider as a disrespect to that person's competence in that type of situation, not when you're saying that the person is not stepping up and advising to make sure that we do something right. At this point, when there's a disregard by the individual who has hired that person and appointed them. So we're going to either listen when it sounds good to us or we not. But right now, that was a sunshine law violation because there was no justification. It was not an
Point of
emergency.
order, point of
It's not
order.
a point of order.
Point of
with
order.
this
We're
justification.
discussing about the Attorney
we are-
General. Point
No,
of order.
this is
We're
the
talking
attorney.
What-
Is the
please,
point
attorney's
of
report.
order. Point of order.
Wait to
Alderwoman
be
Dales.
recognized.
Thank
Alderwoman
you.
Dales.
This is the
Alderwoman
attorney's.
Elliott.
Yes,
Alderwoman Elliott.
yes.
She has a right to make a point of order. What's your
Okay.
point of order?
What is the point?
My point of order is we're talking about replying to the Attorney General about the response, not about what happened tonight. And I also think that none of us on this board who attended the meeting, including the city clerk, can respond in a fair and justified way because some of the items that went on the door for the August 12th meeting, the city clerk did.
Okay.
That's beyond a point of order.
Well, let me run the meeting if you don't mind.
Sure.
So your point of order is well taken. Let's move
Thank you.
on to further discussion with Alderman Thomas.
Yes. How can we investigate?
Kangaroo.
How can we investigate ourselves and be fair to the citizens?
Right.
It can't happen that way because now if the sunshine requests were written by citizens, then we could probably do it. But when the sunshine requests are written by all the people, then you kind of messing your apples and your oranges together, and you're not going to get the right kind of fruit. I think it's a sad day that we can't come to an agreement on an attorney. And we know why we don't come to the agreement for Hellman to do it, for that group to do it, because they don't have a good track record with
Oh,
us.
wow.
And
Wow.
That's my opinion.
West.
Alderwoman West, that's my opinion. And this is the point when I can voice my opinion.
Wrong.
I'm kind of at a stalemate of what we can do. But we got to answer something. We got to answer by the 21st unless our attorney can get somebody to give us another 15 days or 20 days to try to figure it out to who we gonna get to answer it. That's all I have to say right now.
Alderman
Alderman
Thomas.
Carroll.
Yes.
Alderman Carroll.
The attorney was interjecting, Mayor.
You what now?
I said the attorney was getting ready to say to
something.
respond.
Okay.
Thank you, Alderman Carroll. I just wanted to respond to Alderman Thomas. When I got this additional time, it was made clear that that would be it. So December 21st is the maximum amount of time that we can be given. That's what I was told.
Okay. Thank you.
Alderman Carroll, your hand's still up.
Yeah, I got a final point to make. This isn't about being fair or anything. This is about defending the board's position, whether you agree with that position or not.
It's not about being fair.
We have to, excuse me, I'm talking. Can you mute the residents, Fran?
Okay.
Thank you. This is about defending the board's position, what we did at that meeting. This isn't about whatever you all want to make it about or what people want to make it about. We have a position that's what the board did. Now we must defend that position. So when we're writing this response back, regardless of whether you agree with what was done at the August 6th meeting or the August 12th meeting, we still have to defend those actions that were done and taken place at those meetings.
May
Okay.
I have my hand up? Okay.
Of course
you do.
But my hand was up, so are you ignoring my hand?
Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott is before me, Mayor.
All right, Alderwoman Elliott, I'm sorry.
Okay, so before I was rudely interrupted, we're talking about sunshine law. We're talking about responding to cases. And I'm making the point that there was a violation tonight and it was ignored. So we're gonna either respect the attorney and stop doing violations, or we're gonna move forward and be productive in our processes. So attorney, what can we do to undo the violation we did today?
Your comment is not germane to the subject at hand.
We are on the attorney's report. So this is not on the agenda. That's not on the agenda, Mayor. If you review the agenda, it will not say sunshine law conversation on there. We're at the attorney's report, and as all the people, we get to ask the attorney questions. So attorney, I'm asking, what can we do to correct the sunshine violation we did tonight? So it's not on the records.
Alderwoman Yvonne Elliott, I think you know the answer to that question. I think everybody
Well, she asking you for it.
The obvious answer is to undo the vote. That's the obvious answer.
Okay, by doing what? By saying what? What would the motion be?
Go back to the vote, and the motion would be withdrawn. The second would be withdrawn, and it would be placed on the agenda for the next meeting. You go back to where you would have been had the vote not been taken.
Okay, a motion to rescind it, or what you say, rescind or retract? I didn't hear you.
It could be rescinded.
It has to be done by the motion maker?
I would believe it would, yes.
Or somebody on the prevailing vote? Anybody from the prevailing side?
If it's a motion to rescind, it would be preferable for it to be done by the person who made the motion.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Alderwoman Dales.
Okay, and this is to Alderman Curl's comment. It is about being fair. And it is about being right. And it's not, it's half of the board what you think, and it's half of what we think. And it's about, that's why the complaint was sent to the Attorney General's office for them to come up with the decision, because you think you're right and I think I'm right, because the meeting was illegal. So it is always about being right and fair for the citizens, not your opinion. And we should, and the attorney that the mayor had nothing to do with any of us. He was an outside counsel to make a decision based on this case so we can move forward and be fair and unbiased. But because the mayor put him forward, you may have thought or think that there was something behind that, as you always sometimes do, in my opinion. But we could have moved forward with a lot of things. But we have to treat this community like it's some type of rural plantation, which it is
Waste
not.
of time.
It is a waste of time, whoever that is.
Don't let that upset you.
And I'm sorry, man, but it is about being fair and right.
But Alderwoman West, you are not maintaining proper decorum at this meeting. And
who are you? You talking to me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm talking to you. You can't.
And proper decorum being what?
Stuff while you
proper decorum being what?
Meaning that you
proper
should
decorum being what?
Meaning that you shouldn't speak unless you're recognized.
I have not said a word.
Well, then
you
you need
think
to mute
that's
yourself.
me? That's not me.
Talking. Who is it?
But my hand is raised so I can attack you, her, and the rest of them when y'all get through with your lies.
Right.
So,
well,
so go right on with your lies, and then you can recognize me and I'll speak.
All right, that's fine.
Can we have a point of order?
Order.
I want to enact personal privilege at this point.
Who is that?
I'm sorry. I had
the other one.
Okay, then.
Yes, the other one. The other one that has the same rights as you do. First of all, I just want to say we have city business pertaining to citizens. And we spend a lot of time in debating and going back and forth with personalities. I agree. All of the background
And what's your point of privilege? What's your
point
of privilege?
If you listen, I can tell you. That's one.
Well, you going about everything except the privilege.
Proper and listening.
Madam Clerk, would you mute Fire Tablet right now until Alderwoman Tatman finish speaking?
What is this? Proper decorum, respect. We don't have to like each other, but respect is a must. And if we're not sure that we're speaking out of turn, we need to mute ourselves. Because yes, there was a lot of background noise and the verbiage that was used was inappropriate. And that happens all the time. We don't have to like each other, but we were elected by the people to do the people's business with a decorum of respect. Don't matter if you like each other or not, but respect, being fair, being honest, and respectful. And I just had to say that. That's why I asked for personal, because the people of Ward 1 elected me to be present. But being present, to me, is being effective and getting something done. And we spend a lot of time doing these unnecessary things because of personality. And that's all. I had to say that, but I wanted to do it properly. Respect, honestly, and fairness is how we should be conducting ourselves. And we're not doing that, and we haven't done that in a long time.
Like now?
Thank you. Alderwoman West, file tablet. Unmute her, Madam Clerk.
Trying, she must have muted herself as well. I can't.
Then apparently
Release
she
it.
don't want to speak. All right, let's, Alderwoman Elliott.
Thank you, Alderwoman Dales. She is wanting to make a motion to withdraw, but it just needs to be verbalized so we can take a vote.
I make a motion to withdraw my motion to purchase the new car.
And I second that.
And I would like to make a motion to amend it by adding that it will be placed on the next agenda.
For December the 17th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, all in favor?
I need a
Aye.
second on mine. I don't know if I got a second on mine, Mayor.
There's a second.
I
Alderman
second.
Campbell.
I
Okay,
second.
we got a second on it. Any further discussion? All right, Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
First, Alderwoman Avant Elliott, are you putting that in the chat?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And was that Tapman that second, Dales?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
Madam Clerk.
okay. Alderman Thomas,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed, Alderwoman Tapman,
Yes.
Alderwoman West.
Don't ever mute me again, ever. Cause I'm gonna be your next damn lawsuit. I want you to know that.
Well, go ahead and be the next lawsuit.
Oh,
then.
I
You
will.
voted.
I
Which way
will.
you
I
voting?
was trying to talk. That was not me talking. That was me laughing because she's funny, just like you are.
Well, thank you very much.
Now I want to get a chance to say what I had to say,
Well, you
which
need to vote
was,
now. You need to vote now.
which was, okay, I'm gonna invoke privilege at this time.
But not in the
Since we
middle of
can
a
do
vote,
it
you
just to
can't do
air
that.
stuff.
Well, I'm getting ready to mute
No,
you
I
again.
can't do anything. It's always Dinah, Thomas, Elise, Wanda, and now Mr. Green. Y'all added one. So if people
Now
don't
you
see
got to
what's
maintain
going
proper
on,
decorum. Now I do
then
have the
they
right.
about as
I do
bad.
have the right to
You
stop
don't know a thing about proper decorum. You wouldn't know it if it jumped up and bit you in the face.
Point of order again.
Point of order, my ass.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You need to be muted.
Right, exactly.
Great job, Kathy.
This is an
Alderwoman Clerk, which way you voting? Will you vote, please?
Barbara.
No.
Okay, you
Okay.
got 6 yes and 1 no, Mayor.
All right, then the motion is rescinded and be placed on the next regular board meeting agenda.
I'm sorry, you have
And let
5
me
yes
put up
and
and show y'all
1
what I
no and 1 no
really think.
answer.
One, say it again now.
Reed didn't answer. So you got
Okay.
5 yes, 1 no, and that's it.
Okay, so the motion passes. Okay,
Yes.
all right,
Mhm,
very
you're gonna
good.
be faced with a nice big lawsuit.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, please.
I just have a quick question. What the board's preference is? Am I to prepare information concerning the purchase of a new vehicle? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, is it the preference that I prepare a financial worksheet to show the budget adjustment from general to capital?
Now you got me to explain that.
So I explained earlier that due to the absence of several employees due to resignations and terminations, that savings in payroll and pension funds amounted up to about $83,500.
Okay.
So my proposed issue to pay, my proposed thing to pay for this is to adjust the amount of funds needed from general, that's where the payroll is budgeted, into capital, of which where equipment is purchased, like vehicles.
Mayor,
Yes, Alderman Thomas?
No,
I'm sorry, Carol, I'm looking at you.
In order to do that, I believe we're gonna have a resolution. If we're gonna transfer funds between
Right.
one fund to another, then that needs to be written up in a resolution and voted on by the board.
We've never written that in a resolution. It's always been an ordinance, a bill that we pass.
That's probably what he meant to say, was an ordinance.
Well, at the MML training this past, they said any budget adjustment could be done by a resolution. I'm just
Okay.
No,
Say it.
okay. Okay.
saying what.
We'll get that figured out by our next meeting. And
All right.
Yeah, so
So
we'll
whether
just
it be an ordinance or resolution, there's got to be something to.
make that change.
Madam Clerk, make sure you jot that down so that I can address that next week.
Okay. Okay.
Alderwoman Elliott, was that ending your conversation? Your hands up.
Yes, I was just going to,
You muted yourself.
I was just going to make the point that under new business, that I would make the motion for a resolution to be drafted for that, under new business. So we
Okay.
can move on. Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move down to, that was the attorney's report.
Well, Mayor,
Yes.
I'm sorry. So
Ready?
is the direction that the city clerk will prepare the response to these sunshine complaints?
Yes, that's what I got out of the discussion, that the city clerk would do it, and so we can move on and put this behind us.
Mayor, can she send the packet to the whole board? Because I want to make
The
sure
whole
that
board-
everything is being
The
sent.
whole board would get whatever's sent to the Attorney General.
Okay.
Before it's due, so we discussed that. Is that something?
Okay,
I'm sorry, I'm out of.
all right, so
Thank you, Mayor.
you're welcome. Thank you. All right, let's move down to unfinished business. City administration posting.
Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I move for the approval of the city clerk to post the city administrator position using local, state, and national job postings effective immediately.
Alderwoman Tatman.
Was my hand up for the previous question?
Okay, your hand's up. So, okay, it's down now.
I second.
Well, your hand come up late.
My hand was already up. You
Was it
didn't say.
already up? All right, then. Are there any further discussion? Now, what was your hand up? Where are we, Madam Clerk? Shoot, y'all done confused me thoroughly.
We're at Alderwoman Avant Elliott's motion for
Right.
the approval. You want me to read it? Or you see it? Mayor.
Go ahead. It's ain't but a couple of lines.
Right. Avant Elliott moved for the approval of city clerk to post the city administrator position using local, state, and national job postings effective immediately. Second by Alderwoman Reed.
Any further discussion?
Yes, sir, Mayor, I would like to state, during this pandemic, with our revenue being down, with our city not in need of a city administrator,
Mhm.
my opinion is that this job should not be posted. We do not need a city administrator, and it is a waste of our city's time. For the record.
Okay. Alderwoman Tatman.
I had a couple of questions. I know I was looking at, in our book, under administration, that the city administrator be appointed by the mayor with approval. Are we looking to try to hire a city administrator now? Number one, because it is not a budgeted item. Number two, because I want to make sure what I'm voting on, because it's just saying for the posting, is the posting to hire now or future? Because I know we have already voted on the pay scale, and I don't know if we finished the documentation for the actual job description, even though we have it listed in our book, but if all of those things have been completed. So somebody can answer that for me, please.
Alderwoman Dales.
I'm sorry, man, I forgot to lower my hand. I apologize.
Okay, Alderman Thomas.
Yes, I think we should review that, the ordinance that puts forth the job description, so that if we want to have dual roles for that position, that be made available within that job description. And I agree with my alderperson that during this pandemic, we really don't, our tax money isn't going to be coming in like it was. We're going to be, I don't know how many zeros we're going to be looking at, but I figure it's going to be a few zeros that we're going to be looking at. And to put forth that type of money on one person, I don't think it's going to be feasible. That's all I have to say.
All right, Alderwoman Elliott.
Application, the position is posted, but it did not post beyond our website like the director national search was for the rec center. And for further clarification, the individuals who attended the meeting with Pat Kelly, where he indicated that it was more cost effective to have a city attorney than the expense that we incur for legal fees. I believe that you all heard him when he made that suggestion and statement. So I just wanted to make that point. So we're not any changes like Alderman Thomas wants to make. We are all legislators, so everyone can always feel free to bring forth whatever item they want to change for a vote. So this is, that's just your personal preference to do that. That's how we legislate. So if there's anything you want to change, I'm not proposing anything that changed. I'm just adding a different platform than just our website because it's already posted for that purpose that we voted on previously.
Alderwoman Chapman.
Now, the clarification was, I understood all of that previously. My question was, if anybody wants to answer, are we looking to employ this person or appoint this person now or future? I wanted an answer to that. Number two, yes, I was present for the training. We all know any additional administrative help that's needed, especially when there are appointments by the mayor with approval of the board, would be advantageous. But if we're looking at budget line items, where would that salary come from, number one? And so that was the question I was putting forth for someone who wanted to answer that. I'm very clear on the other things that was shared.
All right, thank you. Alderwoman Elliott, did you mean to leave your hand up? Okay, it's left up.
I have one more comment, Mayor, and to put that in the paper, to put that ad out, and that is your decision, is just another waste of taxpayer dollars because that's your appointment again. It's just unnecessary.
Okay. All right.
For the
Thank
record.
you. Okay.
Our tablet got whoever, Alderwoman West got her hand up, Mayor.
Alderwoman West. She never took it down from her discussion.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make
Alderwoman
sure she
West.
was recognized.
Okay. All right, let's move on. So we have a motion on the floor and second it. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
All right, and it's, so let's proceed. That in discussion, call the roll.
Okay. Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
No.
Alderman Thomas,
No.
Alderman Christian, I'm sorry, Carol,
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tatman,
No.
Alderwoman West. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3 yes, 3 no.
All right, let's move forward. What was
Mayor,
that?
you have to break the
You
tie.
have to break the tie.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I'm trying to figure out where we are here so I can make sure I vote the right way myself. No.
Okay. Motion failed.
All righty.
So just,
Mayor, you have to say that the motion failed.
The motion fails.
Mayor, I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is Alderwoman Reed. I just had a question with the way you voted, if you can explain that, because I believe that, I thought you listened to everything that Pat Kelly said, and he said that that was good for us. It is a budgeted item. We already voted on it before. Could you give us
I
reasons
was in the purple closet where I would.
Was that?
why you would vote no
So
to
what
us
do y'all vote
someone
for?
that would run our city, day to day and help administrate, someone with that background of operating the city where you can focus on running meetings and things like that. And,
I'm
can
not.
you explain your reason for saying no?
Yes. I'm not opposed to a city manager or city administrator, but this proposal that you guys made back then, taking money out of street funds, sewer lateral, and what else was that? And that was improper. And because we didn't have the monies to pay it outright, so we robbed some other funds that should not have been robbed. Next year, perhaps we can have the monies to do it. But no, I'm not opposed to a city administrator.
So it's
Yes,
totally
you
just
are.
from a financial standpoint. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's currently posted. It was just to expand it. So it's
Right.
still moving forward based on our previous vote. It just won't go to a national or a
Platform.
state level to post
Right.
it. So
Okay, that's correct. All righty, let's move forward. Discussion of chapter 3, alcoholic beverages. Let's move these items forward now.
I'm waiting on you to recognize me.
Alderman Carroll.
Okay, a couple things with this. I reached out to Pastor Harsley at the New Covenant Center there across from New Covenant Church regarding the community center across from Rulers, and I believe I forwarded it to the board. But I was asking him about that community ministry center, and whether he considered that a house of or if it was used as a house of worship. And what he responded was that that they use that facility to hold Sunday worship services throughout the summer and the spring, and they also use it as for weddings. And so what he stated to me was that in his opinion it is regularly used as a worship center. So in regards to the liquor license or the potential liquor license that coming up from Rulers or Family Dollar, we might need to have some sort of discussion or with them about that. And additionally, with Rulers' liquor license, basically, I don't know how long. I'm gonna call him tomorrow. Him and I are meeting about his facilities and his programs and stuff. And I don't know how long that's been there, that facility. But if they've been there longer than Rulers, then we violated our own ordinance in issuing Rulers a liquor license, as that's 300 feet within a house of worship. So I'm just putting that out there. And like I said, tomorrow when I meet with him, I'll forward more information to the board. But that's just something that we need to be considering, and what we're going to do about Rulers and the potential for Family Dollar's liquor license. So I'll forward information as I get it on that. And then secondly, I think we need to update that alcoholic beverages. If you look at our ordinance, it describes that they need to keep an orderly place. But our ordinance really doesn't define what an orderly place is. Pat Barrett and Attorney White Coleman forwarded St. Peter's liquor license and the kind of the standards they use. I would like us to, like, maybe at the next board meeting, or we can do it now, like what we consider an orderly place to be, so we can define that in our ordinance and put in our ordinance that, you know, we can revoke those liquor license. I think the city has taken a passive role in those liquor license and holding the assumption that, oh, you apply, you pay the fee, we have to issue the liquor license, and that's not the case. We need to be more proactive and holding these businesses accountable. You know, they're a guest in our community. They're here to serve us and our residents and everything like that. And quite frankly, that Bissell Hill Shopping Center looks a mess. There's potholes, there's trash all in the back. There's no reason for them to come into our community and be conducting business that way. And we don't have to sit here and pander to them and give them a liquor license, and just because we feel that that's how it's always been. So moving forward, I would like to move upon this, because this month is when we renew all of those liquor licenses. I would like to get an ordinance passed within the next board meeting to update that. And then when we renew the liquor license here, we've passed this ordinance. This is, you know, you need to keep an orderly place. And if not, you risk the potential of your liquor license being suspended or revoked. And then also in our current ordinance, any type of violation of an orderly place up there is to be reported to the board by the chief of police. And I think we need to be more proactive in keeping abreast of what type of crime is occurring up there, as opposed to, oh, Family Dollar's coming in, let's find a reason to keep them out. We need to be having this information presented to us at least once a month, or as it occurs. If something's going on every week, then every board meeting, I would hope that, you know, that would be included in the chief of police report, so we can take action on it right then and there, as opposed to, you know, gathering secondhand information. So I would be asking everybody to, you know, forward via email, or we can have a discussion about it at the next board meeting, how we define an orderly place. And if you're, you know, you have a shooting up there, then you're not considered an orderly place. Or if you've got potholes or whatever that need to be corrected, you're not an orderly place. I think we need to be not only just addressing crime, but property maintenance issues, because that place looks like a shithole up there. Forgive my language, but it is a hot mess up at that place. And that is the center of our community, and that is the heart of the community. And we need to start taking that place back and putting some pride in there, and holding these people accountable. So that's my other thing with that. And then my final thing with that, as you know, with the mayor, you're wanting to develop that 367 and 270. We've only got 10 liquor licenses. I'm going to propose, and this is just food for thought, so we can come back next time and talk. But I think the planning and zoning need to like look at creating an additional like entertainment zoning, a zoning district or whatever, and then that we parcel out those liquor licenses based on zoning districts. That doesn't, you know, all liquor licenses don't need to be going to like a C2 zoned business. We could zone that as, like I said, an entertainment zoning district overlay or entertainment zoning district, and 5 liquor licenses go up to that, and then only 2 or 3 liquor licenses go to C2 zone districts. I would just like the board to kind of consider that, to actually parcel out those liquor licenses based upon zoning. And that's all I have with that, unless anybody has something now that I'll.
Mayor, can I make a comment?
Sure.
I completely agree with enforcement. I could not agree with you more, and I know what the ordinance says. Crime and business, how they're related indirectly, will have an impact on, you know, whether they get a license. However, if you read the ordinance, which I know you know, it's more based on business practices. So, for example, I think inventory of a particular store alcohol inventory can exceed 5%, I believe, of their total inventory. There's no way for us to measure that on site. You know, there are more business practices probably could be measured better, and it probably could be enforced better at the board level if we can identify some more, you know, further requirements to comply with that liquor license ordinance, such as, you know, submitting purchase receipts quarterly and auditing them to make sure that they're keeping their inventory at a certain level. I mean, that's just one suggestion of quite a few that I would have, just for consideration.
All right, Alderwoman Tatman.
Yes, and I concur with my colleague. Jamie, I'd be happy to share with you the work that I started on doing just what you're wanting to do now. Chief and I start doing some crime reports because, as you know, we're dealing with the same thing on the other end. And so I have a lot of work that's already started on that. I'll be happy to share that with you. So I'll get that stuff to you so we can work on that. So I totally agree.
Me too.
So I'm glad that's something we can work on together.
Okay, great. And like I said, I really wanted to get this done. I mean, this issue keeps coming up, but we don't do anything on it. This came up last year with whatever that place is called down on Bell Fountain Road, when they were trying to open up there. And
well, we got it completed. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna share with you.
Exactly. We need to really, you know, take ownership of this liquor license and be holding these businesses accountable. And you just don't walk into our community and think you get this.
And that's why they're not getting one, because we did a lot. Yeah, we did a lot of work on that. So I'm gonna give you what I got so we can work on this next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All righty, thank you. C, discussion and approval of the mayor, board, and legal action.
We're on item B, Mayor.
Beg your pardon?
We're on item B.
I think that's what he was reading.
No, we're approval of making the packets available.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead on and talk about it then.
I move to make the alderperson's packets and any addendums available to the public, posted on the bulletin board at City Hall and on the city's website, with the following conditions. Unapproved minutes will be annotated with draft, and all account numbers be redacted. Furthermore, anything considered a closed record pursuant to Chapter 610 of the Missouri Revised Statutes will not be provided to the public.
Yeah.
Second.
So is this an attempt to keep the public in the dark again?
No,
It's a attempt to give them what we get.
yeah, they get the same thing we get.
Beg your pardon?
It's the same packet that we're getting.
Oh,
Right.
Okay, then.
It's to make it available to them with.
All right, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alderwoman Chapman, that you second it?
I second it.
Alderwoman Avon Elliott.
Alderman Elliott, second it. And then further discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Thomas, I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No
Alderman
problem.
Thomas.
You gonna make the package available in print, or are they gonna be available as posted? Is that
As
what
posted.
it's
As posted on the city's website
Okay.
and on the bulletin board. That's even though this isn't required from the Sunshine Law, the Sunshine Law states that we have to post the notice and the agenda on the city bulletin board. So I was just making this available, making the motion to put this up there with all of that information as well. So it'd be on the city bulletin board. A hard copy would be posted on the city bulletin board, and then a copy would be posted on the city's website.
We probably gonna have to think about getting a bigger bulletin board too, but that's all I got to say.
Well,
Alderwoman Reed.
Yeah, that was my question, because when you get to all of the invoices or whatnot that we get, it seems to be a lot. And I was just wondering what's different than what we used to give when we met in person. Are you looking to just give them the invoices, Carl? I mean, because
whatever we get with the, I personally don't want to get, we get credit card numbers and stuff like that. I don't think as board members, all of that stuff should be coming to us with the credit card numbers and all of that on it.
no, we don't need that. But I mean, I
So-
think it's a lot of paper.
Well, no, I agree, but to have all of that information redacted, those account numbers taken off, just a black line drawn through it, and let people, if people want to see what we're spending, I mean, it's the taxpayers' dollars here. This is what we're spending it on, and maybe, that can help people understand some of the decisions that we make.
Also, Alderman Carroll, I would like to add, in conversation I had earlier with the chief, because I wanted to make sure we could accommodate that. If you don't mind, I would like to add that we upload the meeting video onto the website as well. Would you add that?
Sure.
Okay. Because I talked with the chief and he said that can be done, a link put up where they hit on that button and they get to see. So you have some that have paper and some can get the video.
So say that again, to
add include that the video of each meeting be posted to our website as well.
Before I was ready to Mayor, I think it's some other people with their hand up. Is there someone else?
Yeah, I actually wasn't even done with my questions, but Dinah just kind of jumped in.
I'm sorry, there was a moment of silence. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm sorry, Alderwoman Dales has her hand up.
But I was never done.
I didn't know you wasn't done it. Nobody else knew you wasn't done either, so.
Well, Dinah just started talking, so I let her finish. I mean, what's the point?
I apologize. It was
no, it's fine, Dinah, but I was just wanted to finish.
All
so,
right.
Carl.
Finish, please.
Thank you. So, Carl, they wouldn't have to have these packets ready. It would be up on request, right? And they wouldn't be putting this on the bulletin board while City Hall's closed, right?
Well, whatever the normal however Fran does it when she's posting the meeting. So like when we get the packet, we get the notice and we get the agenda and then we get all the packet information.
I'm saying right now, no one's able to go in City Hall. So them putting that up on a bulletin board.
Well, I guess that's more for when we start meeting in person, because that's That's all the sunshine law really requires. It doesn't, the only reason why it has to be placed on the city's website right now is because we're doing it all virtually. Once we stop virtually, all the sunshine law requires a placement on the city bulletin board. So, I mean, I think, you know, when that time occurs, that we need to continue the practice that we're doing now and continue to keep it posted on the city's website. But I'm just
Wanting to add that.
Right. We can add that when we, you know, get to that point.
Right. And I
Mayor, can I ask
wouldn't
a
want
question?
that staff to be printing up, you know, packets of paper waiting for people to come pick it up. I think it should be on request, you know, like for them to have these packets ready, you know, why have like 20 packets ready and no one's gonna come up and get them?
No, not for the meeting. You just have one copy posted on the bulletin board. That's it. There's not making 20 copies for the distributing it at the meetings or anything like that. It's just to post it up at the bulletin board. So it's not going to be 20 packets. It'll be one the packet we receive, they make a copy and post it on the bulletin board. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Alderman Carey, I don't have the sunshine law sitting in front of me. Forgive me. Is there a definition for bulletin board? I'm just trying to help out here.
Right.
What's located at City Hall is what I believe. That was how
So it could be a digital bulletin board since the website is
No.
hosted by the city.
I don't know if it can be a digital. I don't think the sunshine law. I don't know if you want to. I'm not going to get into interpretation of the sunshine law and all that, but I know it says it's got to be posted on a. It's actually got to be posted on a prominent place.
Prominent place.
At where the normal course of business is held or something like that. I mean, I don't have the book in front of me, but historically that's been the bulletin board or the door at City Hall.
Okay, thank you.
Now, I need to say something now. As far as the bulletin board, that's fine because I can make a copy and, you know, have that up there. But on the door, sometimes you guys
You don't have
packages.
to, no, you don't have to put it on the door.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying I'm just explaining from
Right.
historically, that's what has been the practice. But yeah, you covered the whole board.
Yeah, I need 3 more doors.
No. This is, you know, and like Alderwoman Reed said, this is, you know, City Hall's closed, so most people would be getting this information from the website anyway.
From the website, right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's just make sure we got all of those account numbers and credit card numbers.
I
got another.
Hold on. Before you, I was gonna say, before you made that motion, Mayor, can I be acknowledged?
Yes.
Okay. There has already been previous conversation about the videos being on the website. There was problems that was encountered, and that's where the YouTube video was started. So Fran can attest to their previous attempt to put it on the website. So that had already been presented as an option for transparency. It was a problem. So if they are able to figure the problem out, it could be done. But they had not indicated, oh, we have now figured out the problem and we can post them. That was the reason why they had not been on the website when I recommended it previously. Just
right. And we tried, I'm trying to answer your question.
Go ahead.
We tried putting those videos on the website. There's no simple method. Everybody that posts to the website have tried, Judy and others, and we just can't get that loaded, but we'll look into it again. She did call the guy that instructed them how to do the website. So we'll just have to look into that again. But yes, we have tried.
May I speak now?
Let me see who's up next. Alderwoman Tatman.
Yes, I talked with Chief Eiler earlier. I think the challenge may have been having the full knowledge on how to do that. If the chief is still there, if he can answer to that. I didn't know we had voted to do YouTube. I didn't know about that, but
No, I did not say that. I didn't say it was a vote because it's not required. I just said
I didn't
that was a
say, I
supplement.
know you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
Clarify, I said I didn't know if it was, so that's good. You clarified it wasn't. I was just asking. The next thing is, like I said, I talked with the chief to see if that was something because several citizens asking if we could get video of the full meeting. And so if the chief is still there, can answer to that, because I remember asking Judy as well. Yes, we did, and they did have some challenges. But I guess with the updated things that have been done to the website and computer, so if the chief is still there, can you answer to that, chief?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Just several issues, for technology for the website. So the first issue obviously is size. I wouldn't think that the upload would take like an entire meeting. So if a meeting is 4 hours, it's the size is too big. It can be divided up into like part 1 of 3, part 2 of 3, part 3 of 3. Compression may be an issue. Also, is the format of the video not working? There's open source software to do compression to change the format of the videos. And I mean, I can double check all this, and I have no reason to believe that it can't be done. I just don't think it has been tried yet.
Thank you. And I think that's a
All
good
righty.
idea. So, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Alderman Carroll, you're gonna rescind your motion to add the video? Alderman Carroll? Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, what?
So you're gonna rescind your motion to add the videos?
What do you want to do? Tell me. Just
Yeah, if we can add the videos, checking with the chief.
okay. I'm gonna move to amend.
All I was saying is that they can just do it. It did not require a vote. They just had a problem. So if they can rectify the problem and just do it, it's not a matter of a vote. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, if the board voted, that just adds validity to make sure it gets done.
Not
That's all.
necessarily, because there's a lot of stuff that don't get done that we vote on.
It's just like the minutes. We can say the same thing for the minutes. That doesn't have to be a vote, but while we're doing it, we're just making it one smooth package. Thank you.
All righty. Where are we, Madam Clerk?
Was Carol just moved to amend the motion to include the video of each meeting to be posted to our website?
Is there a second?
I would like to second.
Any further discussion? Roll call. Let's vote on.
Alderwoman West, is she still there? I don't see her. Okay, Alderman Thomas. You're muted, Thomas.
Yes.
Alderwoman Reed,
Yes.
Alderman Carroll,
Yes.
Alderwoman Avant Elliott,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dales,
Abstain.
Alderwoman Tapman,
Yes.
you have 5 yes, 1 abstain. Mayor.
Okay. Motion carries. And so ordered.
I had a question.
What was your count?
It was
5
5 yes and 1, but we got 7. We supposed to have 7 people at the meeting.
I said 5 yes, 1 abstain, and 1 person didn't answer.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Didn't answer.
Well,
I'm sorry.
West was, I don't see her in.
That's
Right.
all right.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear it.
That's
That's
all right.
okay.
Don't have to explain that. All right, let's move forward. Item C, discussion and approval of the mayor board to take legal action against the board regarding August 12th meeting. Have we discussed that, or do we still need to discuss it some more?
I'm done discussing it. So unless anybody has something else.
All right, then let's move forward. I'm done discussing it too.
May I have a question?
Yes,
Are we gonna run out of time? Are we still going into closed session? It's getting awfully late and we do have a lot of citizens on here. Out of respect for them,
mm,
I mean, it's awfully late for our citizens.
right. Well, I'm trying to move this meeting forward.
Can,
I'm trying to move it forward.
can I make a motion, Mayor?
What's the motion?
I'd like to move hold on. I'd like to vote on the repair of the truck and then table everything till the next meeting from the rest of the agenda.
Well, we're going to keep the citizens' comment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll do the citizens' comments. Here, let me type in the motion. I move.
Alderman Curl, that will be to the December 17th meeting.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Hold on, I'm trying to. So I would like to move. I'm trying to make sure I got everything here. I'm sorry. So I'd like to move to table item F, G, and H to the December 17th meeting. And I'm sorry. And what do I want to say?
You're leaving D and E on.
I'm going to remove the mayor's report and the report of the alderman and remove.
Well, don't remove my report. I seldom
Okay.
make them, so don't remove that.
Okay, so then I'll just remove the alderman's reports.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ann.
James, what about I and J? You leaving those in? D, I, and J, you leaving
We've
that?
already removed those at the beginning.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sorry. Thank you.
But we have letter K, which is the approval of the truck. When we amended the agenda at the beginning, K is still on there.
Great, okay.
Okay, so, all
I
right.
move to amend the, I move to table item F, G, H to the December 17th meeting and remove item 14.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, is that second? Okay, let me get to you. Just hold your horses. Alderwoman Tatman.
Okay, you're removing number 14, citizens comment. Tammy? Alderman side, Alderman Carroll.
Report of the alderman.
Okay.
Item 14 is a report of the alderman.
Oh, mine is different. Okay, I must get, okay.
Yeah, I think, we got another copy
Okay.
late this afternoon or late this morning, this afternoon. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. Thank you so much. And the mayor's report will be.
No. You gotta do item K.
We got to do item K.
Hey, yeah.
Mayor.
Go ahead.
But the bill we got, in our packet said, $2,719.01. Is that what's needed? I'm just making sure I thought I heard a different number when the street department was on. Is he still available?
Is Mark Sanders still on?
I think he left.
That's what was on the report. That's,
Okay, okay,
you want,
okay.
What was it?
it was the, you want me, I got the motion ready. You want me to put
Go
it?
ahead, go for
Go
it.
ahead.
Okay. I move to approve the truck repair in the total of $2,719.01 to Courtney Ford.
Alderman Carroll,
Second.
any further discussion?
May I have a question?
What's your question?
There's a need for a spreader that I think they gave you the information on for $7,100.02. So if we have snow between now and 2 weeks, they won't be able to plow the streets.
Okay, well, I think let's go ahead with this motion here, and then
Okay.
we'll dispense with that at the I think we can do it at the meeting next week. We need to make sure that spread is fixed.
Okay.
Okay, so no further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, now where are we now? Because was that
Your report, Mayor.
okay? My report. Thank you so much. Well, the first thing I'd like to do is to I don't know if Pat Barrett is still on. Appoint Kenneth B. Bryant to the Board of Adjustment. I'd like for the board to accept that appointment. We need to get that board up and running. Also, the other part of my report is to share with our citizens that the weather's getting cold. Don't leave your cars running in your driveway. There are people that's driving around looking for a running car in somebody's driveway. So I'd like for you to make sure you don't do that. We're also in a real hot spot for the coronavirus.
Yes, that's what I've been getting.
I would hope that we would really practice wearing our mask when we go out in crowds to grocery stores, to dry goods stores, or wherever we go. Wear your mask so that you can be safe. There's a vaccine on the way. Hopefully in another 4 or 5 months, we can throw away all of that and go back to meeting in person again. But meanwhile, I want everybody to stay safe and alive. And we can, so I can fight with y'all some more next year. And so I had a cataract removed Monday, and I see sometimes and sometimes I don't. But but that left eye is good now though. So I see Thomas and his mask on. In regards to 270 and 367, that development up there. Of course, you know, I've spoken with the developer, I've spoken with the owner, I've spoken with the county executive, I've spoken with the guy over economic development for the city and the county. There is great excitement about that, but the developer just point blank told me that he will not work with a divided board. We have a divided board. I hope that we can bring this board together so that we can do real business for this city. I believe we can, if we set our minds to it. All of you all are bright, and you've already proven that to us. And I don't think every meeting you got to prove to us how much you know. I know it by now that you all know a lot. So let's come together and do what the citizens elected us to do, and that's do a good job in making sure that this city moves forward and smoothly. I believe it can if we put our minds to it. And so with that, I had something else that I wrote down and I declare I can't make out my own writing now. But anyway, have a good night, citizens. We board folk, we'll be up another 3 hours, so y'all pray for us.
We left the citizens' comments on, Mayor.
Oh, citizen comment, come on, citizens, talk to me.
Mayor,
Yeah.
I got a couple questions for you, since we haven't had a mayor's report for some time. Just a couple questions. You mentioned a couple meetings ago that you were going to start doing some strategic planning. Is that going to take place anytime soon or anything like that?
I think we do need to do strategic planning for the city. But I think we need to do it in a way where everybody's voice is heard and respected. I don't think just because one side has the prevailing vote that the rest of us, what we say doesn't matter.
Mayor, this is your plan. It has nothing to do with the board. So it's whatever you come up with. We have no say in it. So this is your, we have nothing to do with it. But
Okay.
my thinking is,
No, wait just a second for you.
huh?
Wait a minute. I just want to make sure that when you say the board has nothing to do with it, that it's my baby, I just want to make sure that's recorded.
Well, it is. It's recorded in our ordinance.
And you proceed.
This is recorded. This is in our ordinance that the city administrator does the strategic planning. We have nothing to do with it. You know, I would hope that, you know, you could get the strategic plan together, and that's what we can, you know, start working and devising ordinances from, and using that as a guideline to kind of, like I said, to do our ordinances and revise our ordinances. I know that we've talked about at the you know, I think we're gonna stop doing the second Thursday special meeting, and I think we're gonna do a couple more of them. And the first one in January, I think, is going to be our last one as a board, if I remember the motion correctly. And we're going to, as a board, kind of sit down and kind of what we want to accomplish legislatively for 2021. But, you know, having this strategic plan, like I said, that's your per the ordinance. We have absolutely nothing to do with that. And then we work from that with coming up with new ordinances. So I would just, hopefully you could start that process in the next couple weeks, month or so. And then I'm sorry.
No, I will in the next month or so. I think it's, I don't think that's something that we can hastily put together because.
Oh, I agree.
No, I want citizens involved, all ages, not everybody, but a representative from each group to sit down and do that. We'll do that together. It's their city. They need a voice.
Right. And then my final question is, Alderman Christian back in October sent out an email to everybody regarding a community development block grant. That's this isn't from St. Louis County. This is with the Department of Economic Development with the state of Missouri. Is the city going to apply for any of those funds?
I'd like to apply for all of the funds that are available to us, but when I bring ordinance to give me permission to proceed, I need board approval.
I don't think you really need it.
And that's money that we're missing because I have to have, when I present an ordinance, I mean, not an ordinance, but a proposal for a grant, they want to know if I got board approval. And so I present that resolution to say, yes, I have board approval, so let's proceed. And I've not been able to get that.
Well, you know, as I said in the last meeting regarding those resolutions, I don't have a problem giving those resolutions. I did look at the application for the parks grant, and a resolution is to accompany that application. And additionally, what that park grant said is you have to have a resolution done within 6 months of submitting it. So last month when you were presenting that resolution, that would have been out of the time frame for that application. I don't think people have a problem, or I don't have a problem. I'm not going to speak for everybody. I don't have a problem doing these resolutions, but I believe we need to be knowing, you know, what's the project, who's going to be writing the grant, that type of information before, like I said, I'd be willing to vote for a resolution, but I'm more than willing to do resolutions and whatever is needed. But I feel like I need to have that information available before I kind of give you or whoever a blank check to do whatever you want.
Yeah, well, I speak with other mayors in the area, and they're getting their streets done. They're getting the rec center refurbished and everything out of grant money. Skating rinks and that sort of thing. We could do the same thing. But when I go out after these grants, then I need board approval. I don't want nobody saying, well, why you want to do that street because you live on it and all that old kind of stuff. That is not good.
That's one person though. That's not
But
speaking for the board.
along with it.
No, I don't. Well, that's not why I went along with it. I can tell you that. I went along with it because there was no plan put in place. I prefer to have Shepley done because I think that the high school's there. We have a lot of kids. We have a lot of people in our community that aren't mobile. They walk. We need to have that Shepley redone. We need sidewalks up and down in there so those kids that go to high school are not walking on the street. I'm totally for the Shepley.
Now, you're talking my language now, so you're talking my language.
Excuse me.
But the issue is with the resolution on the Shepley. I like I said, I think I would prefer to know who's actually writing the grant, who's going to be, the project manager, having some sort of details before we approve a resolution. I'm not saying we have to have a detailed application.
Get all those details up front. Resolution is just an agreement to proceed. It's not agreement to hire anybody. It's not an agreement to
I understand what a resolution is.
It says that the board has given me permission to proceed. To once we get the grant, then we identify the contractor and whoever else is going to work on the project. So you can't get that up front with no money. So but we'll talk about it. We don't want to talk about it.
Right. We're done. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close to working together. I think we are. It just looks.
We've been there. You just don't recognize it. You don't see it.
All right. Well, very good. Very good. Alderwoman Chapman, your hand's up.
I'm sorry, it's not for anything. I need to take it down.
Okay. Alderwoman Elliott, your hand's up.
I think I was going to, I don't know if it was about the strategic plan or what, but I know it should have been done within a year. And, with the boards and commissions that exist, that's where you get your input from around developing that plan. But, something needs to be in place. So if there's a timeline where some benchmarks are being made along the way, that would suffice the report that the board would normally get from the city administrator around a strategic plan.
Okay. Alderman Thomas.
I got one more.
You took it down? All right. And
I got one more question. I'm sorry.
All right. Alderman.
Regarding the Human Relations Commission, a couple months ago, I think it was back in July or so.
Oh my God.
The board referred that commission to study the disparity index. And I don't know if people understand what the disparity index is, but that's basically the amounts of traffic stops and searches that are being conducted in our community. And Chief gave his take on it about why it's high for African Americans in our community. And I referred that issue to be studied by the Human Relations Commission. Basically, with a disparity index, you're supposed to have a score of 1, is what the Attorney General's office says. For African Americans in our community, it's a 1.3, and for people of European descent in our community, I believe it's 0.8. So there's some disparity going on in the traffic stops and searches in our community. Not according to Chief, but Chief, mentioned that it could be just a statistical anomaly. But like I said, we've referred that to be studied by the Human Relations Commission, and based upon the demographics of our community, I really believe that needs to have a priority. And either if those people who are on that commission aren't willing to serve on that commission, then we need to get that commission filled to be studying these issues. Because my next thing I'd like to have them study is the health disparity and problems we have in our community, and what we can be doing with that, especially as you talked about COVID and the high rates of COVID in our community. I believe that commission should be studying those issues. And I really think we need to be bringing in outside consultants to help us with some of these issues. I emailed Alderwoman Chapman about Dr. Ward coming in and possibly doing some consulting work with our youth commission. I know that was kind of one of his areas of expertise. I don't know if he's, what he's willing to do or what have you, but can you address the Human Relations Commission and what we can do about that?
Well, let me ask the chief to think on that and prepare that and move on to public comment because it's 10:36.
Mayor, just quickly, you would need to put on the next agenda the person's name and send the board the resume for us to vote on your appointment.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It may not be the same person. I've got to do some investigating myself. All righty. Public comment, 3 minutes, please.
This is Kathy Mason at 1013.L. Is the chief still there?
Let me see. I believe he is. Chief, are you still with us?
Yes, Kathy, I'm here.
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. Well, this comment's for you. I had an episode a couple weeks ago, I think it's been now, and Officer Rayford,
Yes.
he checked on me, and you did too. And I just want to thank you for that.
You're more than welcome. And I did get your email, Kathy, about a tips line. I'm actually creating one right now to allow residents to make anonymous submissions of complaints and for suspicious activity and other issues in their neighborhood where they don't want to call us or they don't want to be revealed. They just want to stay anonymous. So I'm working on that as well.
Oh, I forgot all about saying that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know I do my complaining right to you. But I think
no problem.
Go out the store. It would be good if your officers would know about it.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Mayor Pearson.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason had asked for an updated directory to go in the newsletter. Is that something that we can put in there? In the newsletter? Directory of all the staff.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public?
Yes, there is. Mayor, I don't know how you're going to address this, but as citizens, it is our privilege and our responsibility, quite frankly, to be involved in our city's government, because our government is we're all a part of the city. I know you cannot control elected officials. However, there needs to be some kind of training about elected officials and their harassment to the public. I just did a quick Google search, harassment issues, what elected officials need to know. There needs to be some kind of training, because my name is being brought up way too many times and I am feeling harassed. So this needs to stop. And if they don't understand that, maybe there needs to be some training about it. You don't call a citizen's name out because of whatever reason. The second thing, Mr. Carroll said something about the resolution for the parks grant. In fact, you introduced that resolution in July. So it was well beyond the 30 days that it was required to be submitted, but the majority voted no on the resolution that you submitted. It was in July. And then finally, I'm a little bit appalled of the attitude that the city attorney's position should be to defend the Board of Aldermen's actions, whether they are truthful and honest or not. What it says to me is it doesn't matter what we say or do. The attorney is supposed to defend our position in doing it. And you just can't make right out of wrong. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes. Give me 1 second. I need to pull this up. I think y'all need to really be aware. I looked this up. There's some bullying behavior on the board, and it's not even just one person. I'm gonna be clear. This is not one person alone. Bullying behavior is 8 characteristics. 1, a need to control and dominate others. 2, quick to anger. 3, poor impulse control. 4, lack of empathy for others or citizens. 5, intolerant of differences. 6, does not accept responsibility for their actions, up to including language used that could be derogatory, condescending, or demeaning in nature. 7, feelings of superiority. And 8, blames the victim for their own behavior that they cause to other people. And my thought is, I saw a quote recently, accountability feels like an attack when you're not ready to acknowledge how your behavior harms others. I want to be clear. When I say something about a lapse of internal control, this has nothing to do with the person itself. This happens to do with an accounting matter called internal control and what actions occurred. So I don't believe in this. Either you're for me or you're against me. If you say it's a lapse of internal control and it makes me and it paints me in a bad light, then that means that that you're attacked. I don't know Alderwoman West, so this is not an attack against her. I have a problem with the behavior of where she does not have the authorization expressed or implied otherwise to spend $1,750 of the city's money when the mayor only has $500. This is not about whether or not we're friends, partners, associates, friends with benefits. This is not about that. This is about a lapse of control, especially in a meeting where right before that we had a random homeowner come to the city to request reimbursement for light bulbs behind his house, for a street light behind his house, and we basically chastised him. But there was not even so much as a verbal reprimand for Alderwoman West. I thought that was disparate treatment. I felt that any accountant on the board that I know of should have spoken up and said, at least as a minimum, we will approve this, but we find this behavior unacceptable. It should not happen again. That did not occur. We whitewashed the behavior. I'm concerned about that. This has nothing to do with somebody's personality. Yes, it may be abrasive at times. This happens to do with internal controls, ethical behavior, and behavior that may even besmirch the office. And some of the language I heard used this night, I'm trying to still figure out one last thing. Give me one last second, please. I'm trying to figure out, can somebody explain to me from what I've heard in the last year of meetings, how in the world Elise Davis has a public censure, but West doesn't have one yet. And when the censure came down, if I'm not mistaken, and we can pull the receipts, West encouraged Davis to just take this as a mature person and keep it moving. It's kind of that. She didn't say exactly that, but the flavor of the language was, Elise, just take this and keep it moving. That was the representation made. But I've seen language from West that is clearly derogatory, condescending, foul in nature, abusive in nature, bullying in nature, and have yet to hear one alderman or alderwoman suggest a censure. If you can explain that to me, I guarantee you, you will personally get a congratulations from me. I want to hear somebody make sense of the nonsense. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Is there anyone else from the public who would like to make a comment before we close? All righty. So we bring the meeting back. We will enter into closed session. Is that Alderman Elliott?
Yes, Mayor. I did want to acknowledge, if you don't mind, Ted Stocker had passed, and just condolences to his family. And then, the gentleman that partnered with us, Pastor Ralph, he died. And so, condolences to his family as well. Those were two individuals that contributed something to our community. I move to enter into that the board approve a closed session.
Alderman Carroll. Is there any further discussion?
Mayor, can we have maybe a 10-minute break and then come to the meeting by 10:55?
Yeah, let me make the clarifying motion, please, real quickly. The motion would be per section 610.0213, hiring, firing, discipline, or promoting employees. So I move that the board go into closed session per section 610.0213, hiring, firing, discipline, and promoting employees. I will put it in the chat.
Alderman Carroll, you second?
I second.
Okay.
Mayor, can we meet in 10 minutes?
Yeah, let me get this motion passed here, and then you can meet in 10 minutes. You need the whole 10 minutes? Never mind. Never mind. I got to do something to stay awake here. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. All right, ayes have it. We're moving to closed session in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good night, all.
Mayor, can
Good night, everybody.
Hold on, Elise. Just put it on mute. I want to suggest something, because I think that because we have so many problems switching over, if she would stop the recording and make sure that she exit everybody, she can control who comes in, because they go into the waiting room. We may not have to leave out, and then she can pick up the recording.
Stay right here.
Yeah. So
Right.
we can take the break, but don't leave, so we won't have that problem. So
Everybody okay with that?
can we try that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so take everyone out except
Yeah, for
us.
Yeah.
Right, I got you.
Yep. They can just go be put in the waiting room, and they won't be able to come back in, because you let them in from the waiting room, right? Or is it
No, I mean, what you mean?
Oh, they use
us?
the passcode. No. I'm talking about the citizens. They come in with the passcode, or they come in.
The passcode.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to see how to take everybody out. Oh,
Baby,
okay.
yeah, click on them and to exit them.
Mm-hmm.
This is Kathy Mason. Why don't we residents just hang up?
You can do that.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Everybody else has Miss Mason already.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so who we got here now? Who is this? I don't know. Oh, that's James Carroll, Elise Pearson. Who is this? 94494? Was this not, whatever that number is.
James Carroll had 2 numbers up, so we gotta see.
I don't have 2 numbers up now. I shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
So Elise left.
No, she's still here.
I don't see her. Oh, there she is.
Mhm.
Okay. And then
Oh, we
Tommy.
have another number. Here, though. There's
Yeah, that
four.
one number there. Who is that? 1-314-9494565.
Ain't us, no.
That's not us?
No. I mean,
So
everybody's
take-
on. Is Teresa on?
Teresa texted me, she's not gonna be here.
Okay.
So take this person off. I don't know who it is.
Where's
That's not
Mary at?
Barbara, is it?
No, where's
No.
Mary at?
Where's who?
Oh, Mary's still there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take this person out then.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's, uh,
So
So
just stop the recording.
I'm
and
gonna
then-
pause it.
Yeah. Well, if
That was
if you pause it, will it keep it going afterwards? Because you may have to stop it and start a new one.
No, I pause it and then unpause when we come back.
But I'm saying, when you pause it, does it end up being one continuous
Oh,
meeting?
so it'll let me start a new recording? I don't know.
You need to stop this one and it's
Okay.
not completed all the
So-
way.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to stop it.
Right, all the way out.
Yep. Do you want to stop cloud recording? It's yes, you received the email when the cloud recording is ready. So I say yes.